Trojan family, Trojan gang. What up with it, man? I know I ain't been on live in a minute. I ain't been on the live in a minute, man. Been busy, doing a lot of shit. You feel me? I've been doing a lot. But I'm back. I'm back on the live tip. You feel me? I probably start doing the lives every weekend again. You feel me? What's the link in the chat? Make sure I drop the link. We gonna talk about this David Bailey situation. I want to know what y'all think. Should we go after him or not? David Bailey, Stanford Edge. All right, what y'all thinking, man? I'm gonna let y'all come on in real quick. They're not sure they're serious about making a deep run if we don't get him. I'm kind of feeling the same way, Corey. I'm kind of feeling the same way. Like, I'm looking at his grade. They say he's the number one PFF edge rusher as far as his grade, right? He got the highest grade. He could have went into the NFL draft. So I'm thinking, like, while we ain't after this dude, when one of the main things our defense needed last year was a pass rush. I think if DeAnton Lynn defensive scheme had a pass rush and faster DBs, I think that our defense would have been even better. We would have even made a bigger improvement if we had a pass rush. So why we gonna pass up on a pass rusher like this? Now they say we happy with our current situation. We happy with, you know, Braylon Shelby and Cam Fountain. And don't get it twisted. I like lie, but they ain't proven yet though. They ain't produced it on the field just yet. So if they ain't proved it just yet, I gotta bring in somebody that's proven. This kid already proven he done it on the field. So I guess we banking on potential. Now, if we don't get this kid, you meaning to tell me then that we guaranteed to get 8 or 9 sacks from either Shelby or Fountain. Because this dude, especially in our system with the defensive tackles we got now, he at least get 8 or 9 sacks easy. Right? So is that what we saying? Is we saying that we guaranteeing Cam Fountain and Braylon Shelby and Anthony Lucas going to get to the quarterback this year? I don't know. What's up, Jay? What you thinking, man? I'm thinking if we not going after this dude, I think we feeling ourselves too much. Because
we
he's like the
feeling
number
ourselves
one.
too much, you said?
Yeah, if we don't go after him.
I'm gonna stack the room.
Yeah, we didn't have a pass rush last year. So if you don't go after them, then you guaranteeing me that Cam Fountain and Braylon Shelby is going to get to the quarterback. And I like them both. Got a lot of talent, but they ain't proved it yet. And we want to win this year too, to secure this class, right? So I think it's important that we do get a for sure pass rusher, but the pushback is we'll rather save that NIL money for high school. That's the other side. And they don't want to stunt Cam and Braylon Shelby's growth. So that's the other side of the argument. How you feeling about it?
I feel like you can never have too many tools in your tool chest. You know, and I mean, he's older. They still gonna be there for another couple years. And then we got to look at it like we want to go to the playoffs, right? Well, in order to get to the playoffs, you got to think, okay, we're going. If let's say, we got our 12-game season, then let's say we got to play in the Big Ten championship, and then maybe we might not get like a top seed where we got to bye. All those games is going to require for us to have more depth. Exactly. We need the depth, so it's like, well, get the depth wherever you can get it. Kid's a modern day kid. That's a great thing because we're going after the modern day kids.
Yep.
Bring that shit back home. Everything will look a lot better if we get to the playoff and we win the shit. We're gonna forget about all this. Oh, well, the NIL this way, or we shouldn't have really got this kid because of these other ones or whatnot. I mean, I understand we want to build we want to build strictly through recruiting, but I mean, it's just like Pete Carroll used to say, when he went out of state, I'm going after a number one draft pick, first round draft pick.
Right.
You don't ever sleep on those
And when
guys.
you look at it, it's like just like you said, we want to win this year. So I feel Chad Bowden. I heard a statement. He said he want this class to be the biggest USC class, and he don't want to hop in the portal. Don't want to have to use the portal.
Right.
I feel like you look at it at season by season basis. Like, so when you look at this roster and the talent we got, do we expect to win a national championship? And I think if we look at this roster, we wouldn't be fair if we look at this roster and say, yeah, this roster is national championship ready. So if you ain't already coming into the season to where you feel like you a top 2 or 3 team, then you should hit the portal to make your team better. Now,
Yep.
David Bailey, he's definitely an impact player, and he's going to make your team better, and he's going to hire your chances, right?
How many sacks did he have last year, Carter?
He had, I think, 8 sacks last year.
See, we didn't have not
like
one
8
person on our team that had that.
Exactly. And then you got to think with us, he was playing with Stanford. So with us, he probably get more. He going to get more help. If the other dudes is good as we expect them to be, they're going to be getting pressure too. So it's going to make it easier for him, right?
Yep.
So I think with us, he could get like 10 sacks, especially because the tackles we got now with Silver and Jared. I heard Devon Tompkinson beefed up. Kobe looking like a unit now. He ain't just looking big. He looking muscular. He got curvature to him. I'm like, okay, Kobe. You know what I'm saying? He leaning out. So we got tackles in the middle so that if you look at his sacks right here, he getting pressure on the quarterback without no push up the middle. He could beat you with power. He could beat you with speed. I'm watching his highlights. He beating them with power, speed. He got a complete package. And he doing it against good competition. They say,
oh, no, yeah, go ahead. I was gonna say, one of the main things too, he gonna play in a better scheme. Exactly. He gonna play in a better scheme. So, like, he gonna be. I mean, just think. I mean, Stanford. When the last time we heard about them, other than 10 years ago? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, well, you gonna play in a better scheme, but he coming back home because he's originally from SoCal. It's just, to me, it's an all win-win situation. That's how I see it. I understand they don't want to go in the portal, but that don't mean you can just not go in the portal. That's like, let's say, what's that wide receiver over at Alabama?
And when you got an impact player like this, like he got an NFL grade. He one of those who could have went out.
Exactly.
But they make.
I'm doing it. I'm not even gonna think twice about it, and I guess, we would see. But if we have that team culture that I think we do have, then I wouldn't be concerned about kids just constantly jumping in the portal. At least not right now, I wouldn't. Because he's a proven talent. You there, Carter?
You going out.
Hello? Okay, you hear me?
Yeah, he's a proven talent. And not only that, is what you said. This is the other side of it. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you can
I hear you.
Text message.
I can hear you. You're good.
Yeah, I hear you. All right, so I was saying, like, if you ain't going after him, then you guaranteeing me that Cam Fountain and Brendan Shelby and Anthony Luke is gonna give us that pressure we need.
Right.
And another thing I'm looking at is, do this mean like our NIL still ain't A plus, like we B plus still A minus, and we choosing like, because that's one of the main reasons I heard like this kid David Bailey, since he's an NFL prospect, he probably gonna demand a little chunky NIL bag, and they like with that money they rather spend that on a high school player. So do you think that mean our money still ain't A plus plus?
Well, look at it like this, Carter. He only has 1 year left. So by the time that high school player gets on campus, David Bailey gonna already be gone off to the NFL.
I
So
know,
what is
but
that
I'm
really to
looking
lose?
at I guess they feel like I don't know. I guess they feel like they want to spend the majority of their money. I feel like they look at David Bailey, like whatever price it is to get him, they probably could get 2 or 3 high school players for that. So I'm saying, like, if that's the reason, do that still? We need to get our NIL up. Like, is our NIL in position? Like, okay, we could boss up with the high school class with the NIL. Like, we got enough money to handle the high school players easily, but we still ain't to the point where we could boss up on the high school and the transfer portal. So that's how I'm looking at it. Like, okay, we still probably got a little way. If we pass them on him, I'm thinking we still got a little ways to go with our NIL then. Because I know somebody like Coach Henny, I know DeAnton Lynn will like be like, hell yeah, get him. He like another lot tool. You feel me? He'll be our lot tool.
Exactly. Yep.
And then we got tackles in the middle. So now he could take our defense, I feel like, to a top 10 status. So if we ain't going after him, I feel like our NIL probably still ain't as heavy. I feel like it's way, way better, but it probably still ain't as heavy as we want it to be, it seemed like, because this dude, I feel like he a no-brainer.
Well, I think the NIL all depends on how does it really work, which is, I don't know how it really works, but I'm like, okay, is it an annual salary just for your players on your team, or is it annual based on the recruits you have coming in and the players on your team? If it's just based on a team, let's say we got 25 million for just the team, like, I don't know what's allocated to kids who are not even there yet. But it's like, if it's allocated to the team, we got the money, I'm gonna go get him. These are game changers. He's a game changer. He'll be responsible for us having, he could be responsible for us having like one or two. Oh, sorry. You know what I mean? That, like, he's one of those type of players. He's a game changer.
Most definitely.
We've been talking about this kid for years.
I know, that's the thing. Like, he should have came last year.
Right.
Because I really feel like
thinking about getting in the portal.
I don't know, but he should have been thought about, especially once the Pac-12 died, and basically, you know what I'm saying? He should have went then. Because think about it. Last year, if our defense had a pass rush last year, we win 10 games.
Yep.
If our defense had a pass rush. Like, y'all got to think, like, we made this improvement without a pass rush. We wasn't getting pressure on the quarterback. I think with him, we beat Penn State. You know what I'm saying?
Guaranteed. And Maryland.
Yeah. Exactly. Right?
Yep.
So this is what gonna set our defense off. This is the only thing DeAnton Lynn is missing. And this little, when he be cooking up, this all he missing. So if I'm DeAnton Lynn, I'm pounding the table like, hold on. I don't care if it's for 1 year, but we need that 1 year because we need to keep this momentum going. We want to come in this season and wreck shop. Like, we already got 17 recruits and they ain't played a game. We gonna start out 4-0 for sure. So we get something like this, man. I'm telling you, we win the 10 games with this dude. Because I know our defense is gonna even take that next notch up. That's all we was missing. And then we got the young DBs. I feel like they finna step up. DJ Harvey, Ramsey back. This gonna make it easier on them. We already thin that linebacker. So we need a dominant defensive line to make everything else better. You know what I'm saying? This gonna make it better for Gentry, Desmond Stevens, them young corners we gonna have on the back end. This gonna be able to allow us to run press.
And it's also, Carter, it's gonna allow us to not have to blitz as much. Like, if we see the Super Bowl, The Eagles ran a 4-man down and never had the blitz to get to Patrick Mahomes. So now Gentry doesn't have to play up and blitz as much, which could create more injuries, which happened last year. Let's just all be honest. But it's like, and then they can just all they have to do is just clean up plays. That's it. Your linebackers just have to clean up, and I will go get another linebacker. We should get one more.
That's what I'm saying. We definitely need another linebacker. We thin that linebacker. So that's what I'm saying. We definitely need a pass rush to help that out.
Right.
To help out our back seven.
Fact.
You know what I'm saying? Who up in here? Somebody up in here. Oh, my boy B Jinx. What's up, B Jinx?
What's good, man? You know what it is.
Big
you know what it is. What's going on? Who's that, Jay? What's up, Carter? What's up, Jay? Yeah, man. I see what Bailey hit the Porter, man. My only question is, what the hell took him so long?
Right.
Facts.
I understand, now let me put this out there. I understand that, getting that degree from Stanford, is going to carry him, a long way after football, right? I get that part. But didn't he graduate already like a year ago or something like that?
I don't know if he graduated already. I don't know exactly where he graduated.
That may be what he was waiting on there. If he hasn't graduated already, that maybe he may have been waiting on to get his degree first before he got up out of there.
Yeah, but imagine how powerful his life is getting a bachelor's from Stanford and a master's from SC.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I get that part, but I don't know whether or not he got his bachelor's from Stanford already or not. So, but if that's what he was waiting on, I can definitely understand that, him not wanting to leave. But I would have loved to have gotten that kid out of high school.
Right. Because you think about it, I mean, he done had already two head coaches.
BGs, would you go get him?
I hope we get him, but from what I've been hearing, they kind of slow rolling. It's a question because he's going to only be like a 6-month run, right? And I get that part. He's only going to be a 6-month rental, but we can definitely use the experience and the depth with him. I think that'll just make our defense much more lethal. From what I'm hearing, the GM is really keen on getting these high school players, man, and developing the high school players in the system and giving them a shot at, learning the defense, giving the opportunity to get out there and do that thing. Because who we got at linebacker? Beavers is one of them, right? We got Gentry.
Beavers the linebacker, Gentry, Stevens, Walker.
Right. So,
and then the two freshmen. We got the two freshmen coming in, right?
If it was me, because from what I understand, they also look at that another linebacker from Boise State. If it was me, I'd go after Bailey. I would go after him, man, because both of them got 1 year, right? I would definitely go after Bailey, but from what I understand, it's not a top priority to get Bailey. They're looking at developing the talent that we got and going after more high school recruits.
So do you agree with that? Like, I think that...
Yeah, I don't agree with it. No, I said we should get him. No,
okay.
Listen, I wanted Bailey coming out of high school. I wanted him coming out of high school. I think that we should get him, but, it looks like to me that the staff, they've had, a 180-degree turn. They're definitely getting out there. They've beefed up their support staff. They've shown major improvements into recruiting efforts, keeping the Cali kids home. Out of the 14, 15 kids they got, at least 10 or 11 of them are Cali kids. So, I'm going to roll with what they're doing right now because they're putting their money where their mouth is. So if we get him, he will be, meat off in that gravy. But if we don't, I understand.
If we don't get him, I feel like then y'all telling me that Cameron Fountain and Brandon Shelby, they're going to get the job done and they're going to produce and get to the quarterback.
That's what I wanted to ask you, Carter. That's what I wanted to ask you. Do you see him as being a linebacker or end?
I think he's gonna be an end.
Who?
New text message from
Bailey.
Who, Bailey?
Yeah.
Well, I'm looking at his film. He doing both. He be playing in and he be playing rush edge. Sometimes
Right.
he's standing up. Sometimes his hand in the ground. Like right here, he's standing up. He like an edge. He an edge.
I thought Stanford was playing him at the linebacker spot though.
Nah, well,
You know what? I think
he's playing at the edge.
I think he's interchangeable. He's
like
the star. He's the star of their
Clay
defense.
Matthews was his senior year.
He's the star of their defense. He's like what Eric Gentry is.
He got the highest pass rush. He got the highest pass rush grade in the country.
See,
I don't know how they do that because he only had like 7 to 8 sacks, but he get a lot of pressures and shit like that, I guess. So
tackle
he got
for
the highest rush
losses.
grade. Like he
Hey, Carter. Hey, give me about 5 minutes, man. I got to get somewhere and sit this down, man, real quick, and I'll come back on because I can barely hear you guys. So give me about 5 minutes. I'm gonna get back up with you guys. All right.
Okay, brother.
All right. But nah,
Carter,
I'm looking at.
I think he's interchangeable. He's like the star of their defense. They probably put him on the inside, outside, wherever they will do. He creates havoc. He like Gentry. Wherever you put Gentry, he creates havoc, and it's noticeable. And truthfully, Bailey's playing with less talent than Stanford. When you playing with better talent, you know what I mean? You playing with better talent, it's gonna also open up his game too. We could be looking at the next lot too.
He interchangeable, but if he come to us, he playing rush edge for sure.
Oh yeah.
We already got our inside. We already got our interior. We got Lucas playing the end. You know what I'm saying? Even though he could play it, but I'm watching his highlights. His sacks is coming out that edge position. You feel me? He causing a wreck out that edge position. But those are just the highlights. But
do you imagine, Carter? Can you imagine a lineup on the defensive line? Oh, it's like, do you imagine on the defensive line if we come with that fast package? We'll take Silver and John Jarrett out, and we could even put like him, Lucas, Devon Tompkins, and Cam or Shelby and just wreck shop on third down.
Yep, like the Giants.
If it's third and long,
look at the speed. Look at the speed he got. But look at the speed he got though. Dude chased down the wide receiver.
Oh, see.
You feel me? If you watch him, he's sick. Like most defensive ends ain't doing this.
No defensive ends is doing that.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. You don't pass up on this because you know what I'm saying? Like, because you want to save this money for some high school players. If you get him, this could possibly turn us from a 8-9 win team to a playoff team. If we go to the playoffs, our recruiting class gonna be stacked regardless. Like we gonna win in recruiting regardless. So you can't look at it that, oh, this might hurt development or it might hurt the recruiting because we spending money on it. Nah, this is gonna help recruiting in the long run because say if he come to us and become a first round pick, blow up. So he had 7 sacks with Stanford. Say if he come to us and get like 12, 13 sacks, right? And go in the first round of the NFL draft. Now that's more clout on our trophy chest. Coach Henny, like, see, we developing players. We took David Bailey. It took him from a first round to a lottery pick type dude. You feel me? Like
right.
He
like how he did Latu.
Yeah, so getting him is like another bragging right under our belts to recruit. Like this another kid we helped coach put in the NFL. Yeah, when he came to us, he was already balling, but look how he bought. Look how his stock jumped up playing for SC. Y'all had never even really heard about him. You know what I'm saying? If you don't really watch college football, you don't know about this dude. He come to us, they're gonna blow his name up. Another dude that we can add that USC then put into the NFL draft and brag about. So I feel like in the long run, if you're looking at it in the long run, this gonna help us. It's gonna help us win games now. The more games we win, the better our recruiting class is gonna be. Like if we come out and still struggle, don't get no pass rush, it looked like last year, we still gonna sign a good recruiting class. But us struggling to us balling will be the difference from us being like top 10 to number 1.
Right.
So like if you really want to dominate recruiting and really want to focus on that, get this dude. Because he gonna impact winning. Like these 26 kids ain't gonna impact winning to 27, 28.
Fact.
We still
See,
gotta
this is
win
the
now.
benefit. This is
We
the
still
benefit of having the portal. You could throw in, you could just put those little one, those 1%ers in there and change it up. Just that one player you need to be able to change everything for you here and there. Now we got a recruiting class, but we can still go to the portal and get players like this. Just that one, like, oh yeah, we just went and grabbed this guy or 2 or 3 guys. That was it. But those are game changers. They're game changers. That doesn't mean we lack in anything else. That doesn't mean Cameron Fountain's not good. That doesn't mean
exactly.
Braylon Shelby. That doesn't mean any of that. All it means is like now we're interchangeable. Now we got more depth. Now it's even going to be more scary. We're going to be more scarier to everybody. Could you imagine him being on the field? Gentry, we all know Gentry sideline to sideline. Desmond Stevens, he looks like a monster, right? You got Kamari Ramsey, who never misses a tackle, and that new safety that we got from MC State. Oh, and with them big boys up front, I feel sorry for college football.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You see how beautiful it sounds when you put it all together, put him to what we already got right now. We got some freak athletes. We got NFL talent. Kamari Ramsey and Fitzgerald, NFL talent. This kid will be NFL talent. What we got up the middle, Gentry, Gentry, and Kamari Ramsey just running around. Come on, man. I'm watching this. I keep highlight to put an emphasis. Like we already know what Kamari be doing. We already know what Gentry doing if he healthy.
Right.
Add this dude. We got the speed and athleticism at edge. Then he gonna raise a competition on the whole defensive line. Everybody gonna have to step up their game. He a veteran. I already know he approached the game the right way. His work ethic. He's somebody that Jakeem Stewart and Floyd Bucard and him can learn from. This kid basically already a professional. He got his degree. He already NFL ready. Like he gonna help you develop the Cam Fountains. And you think this gonna hurt their development, but to me, it's gonna help their development. It's so
and the kid graduated from Modern Day. He graduated from Modern Day.
Exactly.
So we want them kids from Modern Day. Let him go right down there, and now he at home. He could go down to Modern Day, or you bring the Modern Day kids, and he's like, man, this is why I transferred to FC from Stanford. So come to FC.
And look, and you know who I heard trying to get him? Notre Dame. That's another reason why you get him. Like, we don't want to let Notre Dame get him.
I was going to bring that up earlier. I was like, what would hurt the worst if we lose them to a competitor? That would hurt.
And look, more than likely, he's going to go to a team that we going to play, because I heard he probably choose an academic school like USC. That's why they say he ours if we want him. So he coming from Stanford, so he want to go to like a USC, a Notre Dame, something like that.
Right.
And then Oregon might just offer him a back. So I think 9 times out of 10, he's going to go to a team that we going to play. I see him in a Big Ten or either going to Notre Dame. Because that's another reason you grab him. You're talking about we want to put a fence around Southern California. This is a Southern California kid. Get him. Because he going to go to whatever team he go to, he's going to make them better. And our offensive line already suspect. We don't want to be lining up against him. He crashing down on Mayava. You know what I'm saying? I can see it right now.
Right.
I can see it right now. That's another reason. You don't want nobody else to get him, one of your competitors. Don't let him go to Ohio State or something. Like, come on now.
Yeah, he gonna do like what's the ball out against
because I know if he got his education. And
now,
look, this is last year, like y'all said, he probably already graduated. So he probably playing one more year in college to win a championship. So he's going to go to a good team. He's not finna go to no Maryland or no Illinois or no Arkansas. Nope. No, he's going to go to a competitor like Notre Dame or something.
A Notre Dame,
you know what I'm saying? So we need to get him before we.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know,
So
what about
we
mentors always used to
like
tell me this? What we used to tell me this. Can you hear me?
y'all
Can
can
you hear
hear
me,
you.
Carter? Okay. So one of my mentors used to tell me
Yeah, I
this
can hear you.
analogy. This analogy, right? He used to tell me this when I was a young buck. I was super young. And he used to be like, man, you know, you got to go to boiling instead of being hot. And I'm like, what are you talking about? He was like, man, hot water is hot water. And then there's boiling water that boils. The difference between the hot water and the boiling water is 1 degree. This is that 1 degree for us.
Right.
We get that 1
Man.
degree.
Hey,
We go from hot to boiling water.
man. Hey, I can't say it no better than just how you put it. That's a perfect analogy, bro. That's a perfect analogy. We warm right now. He got
Right.
1 degree to take us to boiling.
Exactly.
Casual said he don't think SC has unlimited resources. Well, all right, I'll give y'all this question then. If getting David Bailey means we can't get two recruits out of high school. So they say they're trying to sign the biggest class ever. I think USC biggest class is like
30
31 or
something.
something, like 30.
That's when Lane Kiffin was there. The sanction year.
Yeah,
When we were
right
going
before the
into the
sanctions
sanction.
hit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
we were
snatched
trying to load
everybody.
up before the sanctions hit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that we trying to go after like 32 kids. We trying to get like 32, 33 kids, right? So if they tell you, USC fans, if they tell you that we got to go down from 32 kids to 30, 29 if we grab David Bailey, would you make that sacrifice and say, yeah, I'll just take 28, 29 instead of 31, 32 for David Bailey? I guess
But
that's
how do
the
you,
question
but
then.
Carter,
If we
my question to you is
go
how
ahead.
is it hurting? He's a 1 year rental. By the time the kids come in, he's gonna
That's
be gone.
the argument for or against though. They looking at the 1 year rental as glass half full. Like we gonna miss out on 3 or 4 years on maybe 2 or 3 players for a guy that's only gonna be here 1 year. That's their argument though. Like it is a 1 year rental. Now you could look at it like you looking at it like it is a 1 year rental, so it's just gonna affect the 26 class, but not the 27.
It's not even going to affect the 26 class. When the 26 class kids come on campus, he's gone already. He's gonna be in the league.
No, that's true. That's true.
He's
But
gonna be
I
in the
guess it's
league.
like I know, like his money could count forward. Like it shouldn't be counted backwards. He should count forward. I get what you're saying. Like his money shouldn't affect the 26 class money because he'll be playing this year on the team. So his money will be more like the 25 bag money.
Right.
I guess that was left. You know what I'm
And
saying?
then
But they looking
also,
at it as
did you hear Chow
as
Bowden?
now because he'll be a player. He'll be a player that they ain't paying him yet. So any new player they start paying, it is kind of like towards the 26 class because
Oh, I get
everybody
what
that's
you
playing
mean.
on the team right now, everybody that's playing on the team right now already got their bag. You feel what I'm saying?
Okay.
So
So I got the defense for that.
that's why I'm like sacrifice. Would you
Yep.
sacrifice 2 or 3 high school players for 1 year, David Bailey?
It's like what's the risk versus reward? That's how they have to look at it. So it's like if
That's the risk. That's the
that's the
risk.
risk, that's the risk. But what's the reward?
Trimming the high school class down 2 or 3 players. The reward is the elite edge rusher that take this defense, like you said, from that warm to that boiling water. The reward is this defense seeing its full potential, getting off the field on 3rd down and things of that nature. That's the
And you know what
reward,
that
and
boiling water
that
looks
could
like?
translate to a possible playoff
Exactly. And that boiling water
playoff
gonna look
berth.
like us. The boiling water is gonna be us selling out the collie. The boiling water gonna be us having a playoff game in the collie, which Chad Ballin said that's what he wants. He wanted to bring to where we have playoff games here. It's gonna have the collie back cracking. Not to say it's not now, but it's not nowhere it was
So
when
what's
I
up?
was back in the day. So
Right. My boy
That
Guns
one
hopped in
player can
here.
switch it for you like that. We
Let
need
me.
that.
Oh, finish. Now go ahead.
All I'm saying that it's gonna change the whole dynamic. The only thing we need an edge rusher. I mean, we got so many good young DBs. I may just bring in one vet, but then in offensive lineman and the linebacker. Other than that, we good. I don't see no other position we need to recruit at, unless you're gonna get or get anything in the transfer portal. Unless you're just gonna get somebody who's an absolute game changer. Like, okay, we got the 2 wideouts, but if that Alabama wideout jump in the portal or Ohio State, that wideout jump in the portal, I'm taking them.
Right. What's up, Guns?
How you doing?
I want to know
Honestly,
how you
I
feel
don't
about it.
know if
You on
I'm
mute?
honestly. I know you're live right now, but B Jones told us that we're doing simulcast, so I don't know if I was supposed to jump in right now. But how you guys doing?
Well, you already did.
How you
What's
doing,
up
brother?
with it? Yeah, we supposed to be linking it up. Me, y'all, and USCJ, I think, supposed to hop in. I just started early.
Okay, no worries, no worries.
But
What
how
do you
you
think
feel?
about?
What you think? Have you been listening to what we been talking about?
Yeah, I mean, I just kind of caught the tail end, honestly, but I mean, I'm excited for this upcoming, season. Hearing some good things. I'm sure you guys are as well from the spring practice. Obviously, there's still a lot of ways to go. We have fall coming up after, but sounds like Jacoby. He's a dude. Obviously, we kind of knew that, but that catch he made over to Carlos was pretty sick.
Yeah, that was nasty.
Yeah, it's we could have something special. I think really.
What about with David Bailey? Do you think that's gonna
So
pull back from our recruiting class, or do you think that's even gonna hurt like what's going on, or maybe like Cameron Fountain or Braylon Shelby would jump into the portal, or even like Andrew Lucas will jump in the portal, or do you think that you stack up?
Did you? B Jones, what's up? Hello?
yeah, B Jones thing tripping. Hold on, let me get him right.
You been so-
We can
Hey,
hear you,
Carter, we
B.
trying
He
John.
to.
on there now.
Okay, yeah, we trying to figure this out right
What's
now,
up, B
Carter.
Jones?
Yeah, me and Blackie Chan trying
Yeah,
to figure
just
out
hit
this
that.
simulcast thing, man.
Yeah, figure that thing out. Just click the. You should know how to do it. When you start your live, put start yours too. When you join in, like when you go in the room before you click the it should be a little option you could click on the right side where you can make sure it's simultaneous.
All right, we're about to do it right now. I'll be back.
Hey,
Right.
back to that question. Back to that question that was posed. I think it depends on what position they bring them in as. If they bring them in as
Right.
an edge or in, I think it might can cause some trouble. But if they bringing them in as a linebacker, I think it can only help the team. So that's what I was thinking. I was thinking they looking at him from as a linebacker.
Right. And then it looks like
I don't think he
BJ.
want to play linebacker though.
I think he could play anywhere based on that speed of him just running down that daggone wide receiver. You guys there?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, okay. Every time we all jump on, what do we always talk about with Deanton Land? Versatility.
Right.
This makes everything so much more versatile. That's how
Yeah.
it's seen. And he's the elder statesman. So he's going to be an older kid that comes in, went to Stanford. So you have to have a brain on him and, to figure it all out. And then for him to, Carter, can you play that? Did you see that, B Jinx? Him running down that wideout? I'm like, oh, he can play anywhere. He's not
Who
stuck
were
to
they
one
playing?
position.
Who were they playing when he ran down that wideout? Who were
I
they
mean,
playing?
still he ran down the wideout.
Uh-huh.
Let me see.
And how big is he?
Who
What
that?
is he like? He's
BYU?
still like what, 6'3", what, like
No, that's
235?
SMU. You wait, hold on.
Okay.
This ain't it. Hold on, I'll find it. Yeah, he ran down a wide receiver from like 30, 40 yards. Now the wide receiver, he didn't look like he was a burner, but hey,
right.
it's still a wide
It's still
receiver.
it's still a wide receiver. I
You
get
know what I'm
it. I
saying?
get it.
Like,
What is he? 6'3",
here we
what?
go. I think that's all right.
235?
Yeah, I think about
He's-
6'3",
Let me
235,
see.
BG.
See
I
you.
see.
Here it
All
go
right,
right here.
there it is. Here it is. Okay, I got you. I got
Look
you.
at that.
Man, listen, man, you got to get that kid.
You see
Shit.
you.
You got to get.
Look
You
at
see
it. He
this,
got
man?
speed
Oh, yeah,
for
look
an
where
edge.
he's at.
He
I'm
got
looking at it.
speed.
I see where he is. You got to get that kid, man.
I need that. Put that on the field with Kamari, with my boy
Oh my
Blackie Chan.
God.
Put that on the field with Kamari and EG, and we on.
And he turning them too, man. He moving them wheels, man. Like I
You see
said,
how fast them legs moving?
I see it. Um, it looked like Carter sped up the video, man. Hey, I say it really depends though, man.
Nah, that's normal speed.
Right. I say it really depends though, Jay. It depends on what they bring him in as. To me, he reminds me with the position that he's playing. He reminds me of what they did with what Pete did with Clay Matthews. Sometimes he played linebacker, and sometimes he was on that end. He brought him up on the end, so on that rush
Right.
end on third down. So it really depends. But what are you saying? My question to you, Carter, is this: what are you saying if you bring a kid like this in, even though he's just a 1-year rental? What are you saying to Braden Shelby? What are you saying to Cameron Fountain? What are you saying to Lucas? What are you saying to these other kids? Hey, look, y'all not there yet. You understand what I'm saying? So
You know
that's
what
a
I'm
talent.
saying?
Nah, this is what
You
I'm
know what
What
I'm
you
saying?
saying.
saying?
I'm telling them. This is what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I'm saying. I'm telling them that this is USC here. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm telling them. Like, and I'm telling them like you can learn. I'm gonna tell them like, look straight up, like, look, this is an NFL dude. This is
Right.
an NFL dude. You can learn from him, and you still gonna play. I'm like,
Right.
you still finna play. Like, I'm telling them like we rotating them in anyway. So even if we didn't bring David Bailey, then Elijah knew we was gonna get some of them snaps or Lorenzo Cowan. That's why I think they hesitant because we got so many edges. We got
Right.
Braylon, we got
Cam.
Cam, we got Lorenzo Cowan. I heard they switched Elijah Newby to rush edge
To
DN
Ed. Yeah,
too,
brush edge.
right?
Right.
So I'm telling them like, look, y'all still gonna play. It's a long season. Y'all still gonna play snaps. He interchangeable, like you said. Like we gonna be using Bailey everywhere. He gonna be playing
Right.
rush edge and linebacker, right? So you ain't gotta worry about it. You still gonna get your snaps. I'm gonna tell them because they is like if we got him, I wouldn't want him to play edge 90% of the time. I would want to rotate him. I want to keep them all fresh. I want all my edges out there with 100% because they're gonna be the ones spending the most energy trying to run past them tackles or overpower them, right?
Right.
Defensive end,
Right.
you using energy, right? You chasing, you
Right.
doing this. Look, you chasing down wide receivers. So I'm like, we gonna keep all y'all fresh, right? That's what's gonna make y'all better. Where you ain't got no snaps on tape, where you lagging, you tired, you winded. Every snap you're gonna be able to give 100% go. So this is actually gonna be better for y'all. It's gonna preserve y'all body and everything. This is a good thing. This is a good
Yeah,
thing.
but
That's what I'm
on
telling.
third down, when I need to get to the quarterback, see, that's who I'm putting in right there. That kid right there, man. If I
And you
need to get
know,
to
I
that
don't.
And just
quarterback,
like JA said, look, we could go NASCAR. We could have
Yep.
David Bailey at the edge. We could put Cam Fountain at the end. We could have Braylon Shelby on the other end with Anthony Lucas and somebody in the middle that's our best interior pass rusher.
And we coming
Right?
after you.
We could go out on third down with 3 pass rushers.
Well, or third. If we third and long, because we got the 2 big boys in the middle that's eating up all the space. Now these third and longs, we done seen it so many times. We even seen it against Penn State when they got that tug. Like, we would have got to the quarterback by then. There's no way that tight end would have got to hike that and run down the middle of the field, 40 yards down the field, we'd already got to the quarterback. There would have been a wrap already. You wouldn't that we don't even got to talk about that. That's done.
Are they saying? Let me ask you a question. Has anybody heard whether or not they for certain going after Bailey?
Everybody say they're not. Maybe it's a money thing. I don't know. But when I've been looking on boards and stuff, they're like, oh no, like everybody wants Bailey, but they're like, oh no, we're not, like SC's not going after him. And I'm like, well, that's a big mistake, because you would hate to see Penn State in the playoff game or in the Big Ten championship and he eat your ass up.
Who else? I heard he was looking at one other school. I can't remember the name of the school that he was looking at though.
Notre Dame.
Notre Dame. I
Was
heard
it Notre Dame?
Well, we played
You
Notre
definitely don't
Dame.
want him there. Yeah, you definitely don't want him there. You definitely don't want him at Notre Dame.
Yeah, he's looking at Notre Dame. He's looking at Notre Dame and UCLA, and I think like Oregon, a sleeper or something.
This may be one of those things to where, like how Oregon does it, to where even if it is what it is, they'll take you just so the competition doesn't have you. How they've been raping California. Excuse my language for that, but how they've been getting us. You know what I mean? They'll take the kid and give him more money just because they're like, oh no, we don't want him to go to SC though.
Right.
And then, somebody said Ohio State want him too. Like, don't let Ohio State get him.
Exactly.
Yeah, because they new Ohio State losing a lot on defense too, right?
They what?
They losing a lot on defense. So what's that Michigan I was thinking about?
Yeah, so that's how they're gonna replenish their team on defense. Their offense will be cool. I mean, other than they got to replace the quarterback, but
right.
I think the offense is kind of intact. The quarterback and then one of those tailbacks, maybe both the tailbacks. But yeah, they got all those wideouts over there. Those wideouts they got are just phenomenal.
I don't know. Well, first off, I think we got the best wideout in college football. Let me just put that out there first. But I don't know Carter, man. I don't know whether or not the GM and Lynn are thinking it might cause some type of rift. Considering that he plays the edge, and we got the edges that we got now. I don't know. That might be the holdup on it. That's the only holdup I could see. Because other than that, man, I would definitely go after this kid now. If he for sure wants to play linebacker and he cool with decreasing his number of snaps, definitely bring him back to the house. But that might be the holdup, man.
BJ, I agree with you. I think that's the biggest holdup.
Because
you don't want to compromise the kids you have now that you believe in, you recruited, they're in the system, and then now especially with the beef we got in the middle, you know what I mean?
I think we got a solid squad, man. That front is starting to look more and more better every day, man. From what I'm hearing, from the size that they put on, from the depth that we added, because that's the only thing that hurt us last season, man. We didn't have the depth along the defensive interior. That's why a lot of those games we lost, man, they were popping big runs because, first of all, we were undersized. And then, even though Lynn schemed up some good plays when they got there, man, they couldn't make the tackles. You understand what I'm saying? The offensive lineman for the other team, they would get to the second level easy, knocking off the linebacker. So that's the only thing we were missing last season. Other than that, man, that's the difference between us going 6-6 and probably 9-3, or probably 10-2, was that interior defensive line. And now that we got them, it's going to free up our linebackers and our ends to really get busy. But I don't know whether or not they're thinking that this kid right here, not wanting to play linebacker, want to play end. It might cause some rift with the depth that we have.
Hey Carter, running back, where is he at? Is he at the outside linebacker or is he on the edge on that play?
Yeah, freeze it, Carter, if you want. If you can, from
where
right
is
there,
he
stop it right there.
Oh, he played linebacker on that play.
Was he on linebacker? Or was he?
He was a linebacker. Here, hold on. Like freeze it at the beginning.
Right there. Where is he now?
Yeah,
he's on that outside right there. He's at linebacker.
I see it. He right here.
That's what he is.
Yeah, he's at linebacker.
See, that's what I'm saying. If he cool with playing linebacker, you got to get him. If he good with playing linebacker.
He's
and
like,
see, this the thing though. Look, this the thing though. Look, check it. Oh, that's all to me. That's all the edge is though. is a linebacker that could get after the quarterback and can get in the trenches, right? But in Deion Lynn's scheme, how much do he use the edge as the linebacker? Like, I didn't see Braylon Shelby and Cam Fountain play linebacker a lot. So if he came to us and played linebacker, he would be playing linebacker the majority of the time. I don't want him at linebacker though. I want him at the edge.
Here's the thing though, Carter, and I kind of agree with you on that. Our edges don't have that kind of speed.
No,
our edges don't have that kind of speed. You know, and I love Cam Fountain, man. I love Shelby and whoever else is coming in, but they don't have this kind of speed. For that kid to be able to do that from what he was, and that be a wide receiver, man. Listen,
they don't.
I'm surprised he's not going to the draft.
Sideline to sideline speed.
I'm surprised he's not going to the draft.
Probably because they find you anywhere, but it's that degree. I can't understand what it is to get that degree.
All I can think
Stanford.
Is he want to win a national championship in college before he go.
Did you guys see he dropped down on the run? And he still reverse field and got up on field on the whiteout. That's not being done in college football
at all.
See, man, our edges don't have the kind of speed.
A player that's that versatile.
That's versatility. He came in the box, all the way in the box.
Our linebacker's not that fast. If you want to be real about it, our linebacker's not that fast.
He came in the box, reversed out the box, and ran the wide receiver down.
Yo, I don't know why I thought for some reason he was related to David Bailey.
What do you mean, Deion Bailey?
Deion Bailey, yeah. I thought he was related to
Deion Bailey's out of Lakewood. He like a Long Beach boy, but I don't think so. I don't know for sure their relationship or anything, but
I heard Deion say they wasn't related. I heard he said he wasn't related to him on Twitter. On X. I heard he say he wasn't related.
Yeah.
But so that would be my only question, J.A., man. That would be the only dilemma. Our edges don't have that kind of speed, man. So
our edges are our linebackers. Maybe Anthony Beavers.
I don't know if Beavers that fast. Yeah, man. I'm with Carter now, man. Now that I look at him, man. Even though if he want to play rush in, man, you might want to get this kid.
It's not even only about his speed. That has to be a quick twitch reaction to get that done. What he did.
Even though I'm talking about take this out of it, though. Take this out of it.
Right.
When we need to get home to the quarterback, man, all season long, man. What we said the quarterback all season, 4 or 5 times on the season. Even when Lynn with the amount of schemes that Lynn cooked up, we still could not get home.
Right.
So if we got this type of speed coming off the edge, man, what tackle gonna be able to handle this dude in a Lynn scheme? God forbid they run a stunt or something like that. God forbid they run a stunt or something like that, and him in the tackle cross, it's a wrap.
It's a wrap. He go right around them.
So B Jinx.
Yeah.
So B Jinx. Let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
So say if Chad Bowden he went to Lincoln and he was like, hey, I could get this kid Chad Bailey, but this gonna cost us like 2 or 3 high school kids. Like we still could sign a big ass class, but what David Bailey gonna cost? That's like he gonna cost the price of 2 or 3 high school players. Do you think he worth it? Would you sacrifice 2 or 3 high school players for him?
If it's gonna put us in the playoffs this year, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So
if it's gonna put us in the playoffs,
I guess you go to Deion Lynn, right? I guess then you go to Deion Lynn and be like, is this gonna put us over the top? If
Deion Lynn gonna know what to do with him.
We gotta get it. I think the answer would be that.
You giving Deion Lynn a whole nother like chess piece to play with right now. we see what he did, even though Gentry got hurt. You see what he does with Gentry. Now, even we see what he does with Kamari. Now he got another safety that's just as good as Kamari. Oh,
That's
now
him
it's
right
like,
there. That's him right there.
yeah.
Yeah.
He matched up with a tackle,
Taking on
right?
a tackle.
You got to get him,
Yeah.
man. I'm sorry, J.E., man. You got to get him.
And he
You got
dipped
to
the
get him,
shoulder
man.
on him. Perfect technique.
Look how big, and that tackle is still
Look.
engaged with. Y'all got to understand this. Hold on, Carter. That
And he
tackle
hold
is
it.
still engaged with him, and
The
he
tackle's
still
holding
got the
him.
quarterback's arm.
Yeah. Look at the tackle's holding
Now
him.
look.
He's holding
The
him all in the middle of the
tackle.
chest.
Look. The tackle. Look. The tackle is Blake Miller. He a top 100 prospect. So he ain't doing that against no scrub. Right?
Who is that? Clemson?
He doing that against Blake Miller. He an NFL prospect.
Yeah, Clemson, right?
That's Clemson.
Yeah, man.
This
Even
right
if,
here versus
even
Notre
if
Dame. This versus Notre Dame.
even if he costs you 2 or 3 high
Look at that
school,
spin move. Look.
that's
I
what I'm
want him in the
saying.
head.
Even if he costs you 2 or 3 high school kids, man, if it's gonna put us over the top from a defense perspective, and we gonna get to the playoffs, man, for the first time ever, yeah, you got to get him. You got to.
Did
Yeah,
we
and I think it's more
one
than
sack against Notre Dame?
Yeah, huh?
Did we even get a sack against Notre Dame? Because he made
I
that look
don't think
easy.
so. He did make that look easy. He hit that spin move on him, went right up in the middle of there. Like, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Can you imagine him in a downtown Lynn defensive scheme, man?
He
That
gonna
kid
set
might
us
end up
off.
with
He'll make
he
us
he
a top
might he
15 defense.
he might end up with 5 or 6 sacks on the season.
No, he had 8 last year with a trash defense.
He had 8 last year with a trash defense.
He had 8 last year.
You got to get him, man. You got to.
That's just like when we
This
got. I
against
look at this as
Syracuse.
like when we got Jordan Addison. Like you had to get him. The
Right.
kid's in the like you got to get him. Like I know it's gonna be competition and everything, but
Then
I
again,
got it.
you know what? They might be downplaying it because every time we put out there that we going after kid heavy, of course Oregon jump stick their nose in it
Look, he fast.
always. So
Look,
they might be downplaying it so nobody else will give
look.
it. Yeah.
That's what I'm hoping that's what they doing.
Oh, see, he gets to the. Oh, he makes it look.
Because look
Oh,
how he
and
overpowered this tight end. Look, the tight end got no chance. Look how he do that tight end.
Man, he looked like one of those linebackers from Alabama or some shit, man.
you know who he looked like, and I think his game is tailored
For
on.
real.
His game seemed like it's tailored.
For real.
What's the one at the Cowboys?
Michael Parsons.
His game's tailored
Micah?
like that. Yeah, because Micah, they line up everywhere. His game
Man,
is like that. They line him up everywhere.
He looked like one of those linebackers from Alabama, man. He does. The only thing is he gonna want 2-3, man, and Desmond Stevens got 2-3.
Yeah. Well, they'll okay. Well,
About
he'll
no
have to
numbers,
change that out.
bro.
I'm sure if he gets some money, he gonna be all right.
I'll give him number 55.
Yeah,
Oh, that's a
Give you
good
number
point,
55.
Carter. Yeah.
I'll give you number 55. Because I don't know how can you watch this film and not be like, oh, we gotta have him for us. We need a pass rush. He in Southern California. We probably ain't even got to pitch him. We probably just got to come correct with our NIL, and he coming home. So
yeah,
it's
they
like
might be
we need
downplaying it,
this
Carter.
hard. Like, come on, as we
Yeah,
feeling
they might be
ourselves too much,
down.
be jinx. Like we
Yeah.
Yeah, around the
But
corner.
still, though, what I'm saying is they might be downplaying it to keep everybody else from, throwing big bags at them right away.
Right.
Only thing I know is, man, you want to end up with the last visit with this kid. You want to end up with the last visit. Like, hey, look, go and see, whatever schools you want to go to, take your trip, but just give us a last visit.
No, BJ. I'm gonna do it like how I'm gonna do it. First visit, lock in. Because that's how a lot of these other schools been doing it. I mean, I can see where you coming from with the last visit, but I'm like, nah, come lock in. We got this money for you.
Hmm.
We got this
Hmm.
lined up for you. Your parents stay out there in Orange County or LA or whatever because you went to modern day. You're good.
Hmm.
You're closer to the fam now. You know, we're gonna help you with NIL. So like we want
Right.
all the modern day kids, so we're gonna have all the modern day kids come in. That's why you might even pay him more because he's gonna be a recruiter for you. Like, okay, no,
Right.
all these modern day kids we recruiting, we're gonna have them come up to SC and meet with you.
Right. Yeah, I'm on board, Carter,
What
man.
y'all think about
I'm
that
on.
new kid?
Huh?
Think about who?
What y'all think about the new kid that committed, Malik
The
The
Brooks?
defensive
defensive
tackle,
lineman.
defensive lineman. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
they
you
give a
know
lot of
we
I
size,
don't.
made a
man.
video. I made a video.
What he's six
I
four
made a
three
video
something.
about him like 3 weeks ago.
Yep, he's
Yep,
6'4"
6'4",
something.
320,
Out of Cali.
local kid.
Right.
Yeah, they
Yeah, he a
beefing up
local
that
kid.
they beefing up
Yep,
both sides of
down
the
here.
line because right before him they had an offensive tackle commit, didn't he?
Hmm.
What's the kid from? I can't remember where he's from, but yeah,
Yep,
they just had an offensive tackle commit. So they beefing it up, man.
Chase Ennis.
You gonna yeah. So you gonna they know in the Big Ten the period, man. You gonna have to those games, man, gonna be won along the line of scrimmage. So
Right.
the more size you can get on the offensive line and defensive line, the more you're gonna be able to get pressure and eat up space, and the more you're gonna be able to run that ball when the other team know you're gonna run it, but they can't do nothing about it.
And then when you see that kid
Exactly.
that Bailey on the field with all that size on there, and that's gonna just give us more versatility. That's the main thing. It's like if I'm a kid, I'm there. If I'm young, I'm Cameron Fountain or I'm Shelby. I'm like, man, I get to learn from here, and it creates more competition. But not only that, I remember back in the day when they had all them linebackers, Oscar Lua, and
Hmm.
and they had the youngsters in the wing, the Brian Cushings and the Ray Malugas, and a lot of people
Right.
don't know, but Clay Matthews didn't really even play to his senior year.
He was a walk on.
Yep,
Yeah, Clay Matthews was a walk on. And he did well, yeah, he didn't play it to his senior year, but when he came out, man, he was a
he
dog.
came out. Yeah, they had
He was a
Kaluka,
dog.
Mayava. They was stacked, and they brought and Keith Rivers.
Yeah, Keith Rivers. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was stacked. It was stacked. Like it was stacked at every position. The linemen was all stacked. The DBs were all stacked. It was stacked year on year on year on year on year. If they would have never hit us with the sanctions and Pete stayed, we would have ran off 10 championships on them.
I think Pete, even though I think had the Saints not hit, I think Pete was gonna go anyway, man. He was itching to get back to the NFL.
Right.
Because you gotta remember when he was with the Jets, he was with the Jets and with the Patriots, and he
Yeah.
never did win at that level, man. So I think Pete always wanted to get an NFL championship, and he could have had two, and he just giving that ball to beast mode. I don't know what the hell they
Oh,
was thinking.
yeah. I mean, that was an easy.
He
That
should
was
have had
easy.
two. Yeah, they couldn't stop beast mode, but that's a whole nother show. But um, my question is to you guys, man. I asked the same thing on Jay's show, man. Um, if you had one concern at one position that you think that would put us over top, which position is it that you think that we need to bring in or to address that's going to definitely put us over top? One position, which one would it be?
Linebacker.
I'm going with the edge. I know that position because look, I know if we got an edge that could give us a pass rush, our defense gonna take that extra jump. I feel like we'll hold teams under 20. We'll go from a bend but don't break to a get you off the field on third down. And it's gonna make everything, it's gonna make the next level better. So we got that pass rush, our linebackers gonna be more elite. We're gonna really be able to see Gentry and Desmond Stevens and Anthony Beavers, Thomas Madison, Jaden Walker, fly around. We got a lot of athletic, speedy linebackers. Then they go help our young DBs, the Braylon Conleys, the Marcellus Williams, the Rubens, the Gallegos. You know what I'm saying? And the transfer dude, Harvey. And then we got Nicholson coming back, right? It's gonna make them better. Then it's really gonna set Kamari, if it's really gonna set our safeties off the chain, right? You got that pass rush, them safeties, they could sit on routes, jump routes. They ain't even got to worry about nothing going over their head, so they could play downfield. Imagine Kamari ain't got to worry about handling nothing up top because the quarterback ain't even gonna have the top. We got pressure. So if we got that edge, that defense, we'll really see Deanton Lynn's mastery. It'll be like them old Pete Carroll defenses if we got that edge rush.
Well,
Deanton Lynn, of course, the quarterback.
Deanton Lynn got paid because he had 3 players on that defense. Well, he had more than that, but he had depth pieces. But he had Toya in the middle, he had Latu, and then he had Kamari in the back end, and he knew how to run a whole defense off of that.
Hey, Carter,
and Carl Jones is in the league right now.
Is that defensive tackle, or who is that? Another
Toya
kid?
was that defensive tackle, the one that was the SC.
I'm talking about the kid that Carter got on the screen now.
That's Malik Brooks. That's the 6'4", 320-pound defensive tackle.
Didn't I see him? What he playing offensive tackle?
Just committed.
I think he do play. I think he do play both ways.
Yeah, because I just saw him do some pass blocking on that
tackle.
On that clip. The clip.
Well,
that
you know, in high
now,
school.
Yeah. They were playing in both ways.
You know, in high school, they're going to play you both ways if you elite on the line.
Well, I think any position, if you elite as an athlete, like when I was in high school, I played both ways. And I mean,
yeah,
like I used to have to ask the coaches, like, hey, give me a breather. Like, I need to chill for a minute.
Yeah, but you got to know what you're doing when you're playing that left tackle, though, man. You got to know what the hell you're doing. It looked like he was playing left tackle.
See, this is the thing. This is why Malik Brooks is big for us, though. You know that we don't have a lot of kids that come out already 6'4", 320. He coming out like them SEC kids.
See, he's playing it now, J.A. You see it, J.A.?
Yeah.
You need them SEC bodies.
Oh, I see.
This a kid.
You see it?
Yeah. SEC body. He played offensive tackle.
You're right, Carter. Yeah, you're right, Carter. He does have an SEC
one of them
body.
Kids that we got. Yeah, so we got to get them kids. That's one less SEC kid that we got to try to convince the league on, right?
Yeah, because I heard Alabama was looking at him. I heard Alabama was looking at him. They offered him too.
Oh yeah, he got all the offers.
Well, look at he coming in putting up. Ooh, what are you putting up right there? That got to be 445 east side. Yeah, he putting up 400 right there.
Here's the thing.
Look at him. Yeah. Not and doing it multiple times. That ain't once. Like he's like, oh yeah, no, that's cool.
3 years ago, man, that kid would have ended up at Alabama or Georgia. 3 years
Not
ago,
now,
he would have. Not now, no, but 3 years ago, he would have.
Nah, for reals. He wouldn't even look at us.
You guys gonna be on for about 10 minutes? Because I got to do something real quick.
Yeah, I'll be here. As long as Carter on, I'll be here.
All right, I'm just gonna mute it real quick. Carter, I was telling you earlier. Let me just handle this real quick, and then I'm gonna jump back on. I'll mute it, or I could jump off and jump back on, however you want to do it, brother.
All right. Yeah. I like this. I like this kid. Like this kid right here. If he played down south or somewhere, I think he might be rated a 4-star.
Of course, if as soon as he commit to one of those SEC schools, man, they're gonna automatically bump him up to a 4-star, without question.
I think he a lot of potential too, because he like, I see he still got baby fat on him. He ain't even grown to his body yet still. So I see a lot of potential with Coach Henny.
Yeah, they'll get that baby fat off of him. Time they give him that college workout plan and that meal plan, that baby fat gonna come right on off of him.
And look, at the camp, he was dominating that offensive tackle too. Like I see what you was talking
That's
about.
it.
That means he got
Yeah,
good feet. That means he got
right,
good feet. He a football player. Just put him on the field. I like them
right.
kids that can play offense and defense. That means you've been
That's a
playing
big.
since you was younger. You got the natural
That's a
football instincts. You a football player.
that's a big boy, man.
So what you think about this class? Like, they talking shit, right? They saying,
Who?
wait till whoop, they gonna decommit. What you think
Oh,
about the class we got so
not,
far?
not with the support staff that we got. Had we not had the support staff, like I said, 2 or 3 years ago, they would have they would probably committed, and because of the nostalgia, you know, everybody there at the same time, they're showing them love, taking them places, telling them what SC degree could do for you, what downtown then defense is going to do for you. Then they probably, even though we had Henry, they might have decommitted. I think with the support staff that we got in now, how they beefed it up, how they brought in a GM, now Riley don't have to worry about all of that. You understand? He can just coach. They don't have to worry about all of that now. They can just coach. They just identify the talent that they need, tell the GM that what kids they want, and make sure that they make Southern Cal a priority. I don't think that those kids going to decommit like they did. If you got to notice, man, the majority of kids that did decommit that we went out there early like that and got to commit it, Isaiah Gibson, your Justice Terry, man, those kids live out of state. So you couple that with a bad season that we had, of course they're gonna decommit. Now we got to put the product on the field now. Now we got to show it in the results. We got to win this season. I'm not talking about no 6 or 7 damn wins either, man. Riley gonna have to get his ass into the playoffs. So if we can get into that playoffs, man, I think it's only gonna bolster us even higher. You talking about taking, from what I understand, 30 to 35 kids in this class. So not only are we getting top talent, we getting the kids that might go under the radar, that in the next 3 or 4 years, they studs. You see them all the time across college football, and then you'll hear some of the people say, or some of the fans say, well, hey, why didn't SC go after this kid? Or why didn't they go after that kid? Well, it took the kid 3 to 4 years to develop. We were looking for home runs right away. Well, in this day and age of NIL and the transfer portal, man, listen, those kids know they got options, especially with the NIL. So they're gonna go somewhere where they got a big bag, but they also can be developed too. If you're a 5-star, you're gonna want to play with other 5-stars, period. Because it's only gonna make your job that much more easier. Well, our 3-star talent was getting out and going to schools like Boise State, going to schools like Louisville and signing, and then Pittsburgh. And then next thing you know, 4 years down the line, man, we should have got that kid. Well, it's too late now. So with the support staff that we have now, man, not only are we going after the top talent, we getting those hidden gems too. And we bring them in like a Devon Tompkins, let them develop for 3 or 4 years. And now we're looking at that kid doing some big things along that defensive line this year. From what I understand, he's gotten bigger. He's put on some more mass, and he's going to be a serious contender to start, from what I'm hearing. They talking about this kid starting at D tackle. Well, Carter, 4 years ago, Devon Tompkins. 3-4 years ago,
For sure.
he was coming out of high school. He was a basketball player, but he was a development project, and he just so happened to stick around the program, and now it's starting to pay off dividends for him. You understand what I'm saying? He did put on some weight. He spent a couple of years with Coach Henry, and I think that kid gonna make some serious noise this year. So I think this time it's gonna stick for some reason, man. Yeah, for some reason, it's just like the atmosphere around the program is just different now. I don't know if you realized it, Carter, but the atmosphere around the program is just different now. It's got a different feel to it. What about you? What you think?
Yeah, I think Chad Bowden brought that. I seen some behind the scenes, and Chad Bowden is kind of like a young Pete Carroll, but at GM. He got that Pete Carroll type of vibe and energy, like the dude wake up and drink 2 coffees in an energy drink or something.
Right.
And he young and he can relate to players. I feel like that's Chad Bowden that came and changed the whole thing. And then another thing I hear people saying, like, okay, like USC got this class, but when they start losing, these kids is gonna drop off, right?
Right.
But when I recall last year, Isaiah Gibson, Drake stuff, them dudes decommitted even before the season. Like Isaiah Gibson committed like in February, March, and by the summer he had already decommitted. So it wasn't
Right.
like we was losing games that we would wake up and this kid, like most of the kids that decommitted, they had decommitted before the season even started. They didn't even make it through to the fall. And even people that
Right.
came, like Isaiah Rakes, he came for spring, and after that he left. So it ain't like, oh, recruits was all the recruits we had was like, yeah, we want to go to USC, and oh, they suck on the field because we decommit. When how I remember it playing out, they decommitted before the season, and I feel like that was because our NIL couldn't close the deal. Now I feel like our NIL could close the deal, so I don't even think it's predicated off wins. Now, of course, if we look incompetent, if the coaching staff look bad, see, first of all, we got to think about it like this: we went 7-6 last year, 7-5 or something like that.
7-6
These
with the bowl
recruits
game.
don't even expect. Yeah, all right. These schools, I don't even think these kids expect us to be national championship level if they watched last year and watched this year. So I just think we just gotta improve from last year. I don't even think we gotta play in a national championship game or something. Like, bro, if we make the playoffs, that just finna guarantee a number one class. But I don't think our recruits is expecting us to dominate next season. So even if say if we only win, like say if we go 9-3, I think that's gonna be good enough for the recruits. Because we coming off 7-6.
I'm not saying that we got to play in the national championship. I'm saying that we're one of the few blue bloods that have not made the playoffs since it's been in existence. You understand what I'm saying? We need to make the playoffs regardless next season.
Look. I agree. I say this, look. I say making the playoffs is just gonna probably just guarantee we got the number one class. I'm saying if we don't make the playoffs, but say win 9 games, and let's say we beat a good team, let's say we beat Oregon or we beat Michigan this year. If we win 9 games with a quality win, we better than last year. We made improvement. I think we still could keep the players we got. So I don't think if we won 9 games, this class will fall apart. But you're right. I feel like damn sure we need to make the playoffs. It's then expanded. Yes, we with our record, I feel like yes, if we make the playoff, it is gonna guarantee. But B Jinx, the reason I say even if we don't make the playoffs, I think we still gonna have a top class is because I feel like these kids is bought in on the future. And I feel like they don't expect us to win 11 or 12 games. Like, let's put yourself in a high school kid place right now, B Jinx, and say you a high school kid, you watch college football, and you a USC recruit, and you seen what they did last year. Is you expecting them to like win the Big Ten this year?
I wouldn't expect if I'm a high school recruit, no. If I'm already on the team, yes.
All right, so if you a high school recruit, now if we don't win the Big Ten, right? Do you think we'll still get in the playoffs?
It goes back to what you were saying. It depends on how many losses we got and how we looked in those losses. If we got 3 losses, let's just say we win 9 games in the regular season, we got 3 losses, and we don't get a chance to play in the Big Ten championship. But the 3 losses we got, I mean, they were nail biters. I think we'll get in. But if we got 3 losses, man, and we look like you said incompetent in some of those losses, man, or look like we didn't belong, we're not going to the playoffs.
All right, so Pepe, you said as a recruit, you wouldn't expect this USC team to win a Big Ten championship. So if we don't win a Big Ten championship, and they do some bullshit like not let USC in because they be hating on us. Do you think that will have the recruits change their mind then? See, that's what I'm saying. Like, so that's why I said I don't think it's necessary because you even said as a recruit, I wouldn't expect USC to win the Big Ten championship. So if we don't win the Big Ten, I don't think our class will bounce on us.
Yeah, but
if we go 6-6, they probably would.
Yeah, I also say it also depends on how we look in those losses. You understand what I'm saying? You got to remember those recruits watch those games too.
Right.
So if we get our asses kicked up and down the field, even though it's only 3 losses, those recruits might start looking elsewhere. But if they nail bite us, like you remember the Michigan game, right? That game came down to a fourth and 2. If we in it, if we in those 3 losses like that, then I can see them staying on. I can see them staying on.
All right,
But
so,
if we getting blown out, you're gonna have a few to detract out of there.
so as a fan, what do you expect from USC this year? Whoever in the chat watching, like, what y'all expect for USC? What's y'all expectations for SC this year? That will be a satisfying season. That will have y'all in on Lincoln Riley and ready to keep on this road with the Lincoln Riley and staff. Like, what will be a successful season, BJ?
I'm going to say at least 10 wins, Carl.
For you.
For me, at least 10 wins.
10
at least
wins?
10 wins. And you remember that question I asked you? I asked you and J.A. earlier, man, what position would y'all consider, beefing up if it had to be one position? You remember that question I asked earlier?
That
you said rush in, right?
Yeah.
You know what position I'm gonna say, man?
Legit one.
You know what position I'm gonna say, man? And it really depends on which kid we get, whether or not we get the J. Marvin from the first half of that A&M game or the J. Marvin from that second half of the game. I want to see QB, man. I want to say QB.
Hey, that was my second. I actually had 2 answers. I had one for the defense and one for the offense. Football,
okay,
what was 2 sides of the field.
Yeah. What is it on offense?
I said quarterback for sure, because if we got a legit quarterback, we going to the play. We would have went to the playoffs last year if we had a quarterback balling at the level that we needed him to ball. Now, I feel like part of the reason the quarterbacks didn't ball like they're supposed to because of offensive line and Lincoln Riley play calling. But that being said, I'm just saying if you get this team great quarterback play, even last year, we a playoff team. We win them close games.
I think the offensive line play got better as the season went on. I think it got better like towards the end of the season.
Because we went max protect though. We went we went max protect. That's why at the end of the season you start seeing our top 2 wide receivers, Jacoby and Makai, start getting off more because they was on the field more because we was running 12 personnel. We was running like 2 tight ends, max protect, and then we'll have our top 2 receivers. And that's when you seen Jacoby and Makai separate, but it hindered the explosiveness on our offense because we had to go to we had to have max protect. So that's less receivers that's going out, stretching and putting pressure on the defense. So yeah, the offensive line got better in protection with help though. But I do think they got better overall. But when it first turned around, we started giving them more. After the Michigan game, I think, or was it the minute after one of them games, we started going max protect.
After the Michigan game, because remember, Miller Moss got 2'd up in that game. Yeah, you got to remember, Miller Moss got 2'd up in that game. He got 2'd up. That Michigan defense really ate on him. You understand what I'm saying? So they got better after that game. I think like you said, we went to max protect, and I think that's the game they switched out the offensive tackle on the right side, right? They went to the other kid. I can't remember.
Yeah, they had put Tobias Raymond in.
Right. So they switched to him. So I want to say
Tobias Raymond.
Yeah, Tobias Raymond. So I want to say QB, man. But here's the thing: if we could get the same Miami we got in the second half of that Texas A&M game, I think we're gonna be fine. If we can get that J. Miami.
Man, B. Jinx.
Yeah.
We need to improve Jaden Mayava. I need him to be better than he was even at his best last year.
Mm-hmm.
And you know why? Because that offensive line, like, I don't really trust. We need a right tackle. Now, I know Tobias Raymond, he actually looked decent in the Michigan game. So if Tobias Raymond, if he could be that Michigan dude, then we probably straight at right tackle. But it's still a question mark. So it's like, I feel like until the offensive line show me that they can protect, I'm leaning in on our running backs. I love B-Jack. I love Wayman Jordan. Eli Sanders is a home run hitter. Like, I want us to be a run team. I want our run pass split to be like 55% run, 45% pass.
So let me ask you a question then.
So
let me ask you a question.
I want to give whoever our quarterback. Go ahead.
I think we got a slight delay. Who's starting that running back for you?
Yeah. It's gonna be a competition battle. Whoever winning in practice, but since we ain't at practice, I'll say on tape, Wayman Jordan, he looked like he the best we got. But he did that against JUCO competition. We got to keep that in mind. But this on a raw talent, like, dude built like a unit. He almost built like the dude from Boise State. Like, he a physical specimen for sure, Raymond Jordan. But I'm running so much, I'm not even worried about who my starter. I'm looking at who my 2D, who my top two. Because whoever my top
we
two,
already know who your top two are. Hey, we already know who your top two are. Your top two is Jordan and Jackson.
Right, but Eli Sanders might have something to say. He is explosive. He is a home run hitter. If he get a crease, he can crease it. That's what I'm saying. Look, I know earlier we was talking. I know a lot of us feel like you can't play three running backs. Shit. I could. I'm giving 15 to B-Jack. I'm giving 15 to Wayman Jordan, and I'm giving like 5 or 6 to Eli Sanders. Now, if Eli Sanders is playing better than them, then I'm finna adjust during the game.
So that's about what? That's about 25. That's about 25 to 30 runs, right?
That's 30.
That's 35 runs. 35
carries.
runs.
35.
Hold on, you said 15. You said 15 and 5, right? So
yeah. But how many times? How many times? If Eli busted, if that third dude busted,
how many times you gonna pass the ball?
Go ahead.
How many times you gonna pass the ball?
I'm gonna pass the ball.
Yeah. How many times?
That's gonna be dictated off my run game.
Now you know you got to keep two beasts on the outside. You know you got to keep two monsters on the outside happy too, right? You know that, right?
I mean, but look, check it. We gonna have enough plays, right? Because I was looking last year, like even sometimes when we'll throw the ball 45 times, we had like 35 runs. So we ain't got to sacrifice the pass game if our defense is getting off the field. If our if our defense is getting off the field like we expect, we getting 75 to 80 plays a game. I'm looking at last year. In most of the games, we got like 70 to 77 snaps. So if I'm running the ball 35 times, right, and say I throw the ball 42 because that's 77 snaps, that's enough for the wide receivers to eat.
Well, in like, the games where we played
50, 60 carries, but think about it.
Right. In the games where we played teams like your Penn State, where they're going to limit it, your Michigans, your Minnesotas, they're going to really run that ball too. So you got to look at, you got to taper some of those snaps down. When you talk about going from 70 snaps down to maybe like 55 to 60 snaps, right?
All right, let me see. While you keep talking, I'm finna look up the USC Penn State game and see how many snaps we had.
All right. So while you look that up, I keep it going. All right. So now some of those teams are going to slow down the pace of the game. They're going to run the ball, and you're right. It's going to be predicated upon how many 3 and outs we can get on defense, how many turnouts we can get on defense. Riley's first year there, you got to remember, we were able to put up that many points per game. We were able to get off, 75, 80 snaps a game because our defense was opportunistic. We had a lot of turnovers on defense. I think, as a matter of fact, we led the nation with plus 22 on defense. So we were able to get off that many snaps. That was our
Not
last year in
last
the
year.
Pac-12. No, I'm talking about, I said Riley's first year.
You talking
Riley's
about
first
last
year.
year?
No, Riley's
Oh
first year.
yeah, okay.
Riley's first year, we were able to get out. We were able to get that many plays per game because our defense got a lot of turnovers. Remember, we led the nation in turnover margin. I think we averaged like what 22, 23 per game. I think that was the margin. So it kind of tapered down our second year in the Pac-12, which was Grinch's last year. Now, this past season, certain games we didn't get that many snaps because we did what? We turned the ball over ourselves, but we couldn't get out the damn field. We couldn't stop the run. We couldn't get out the field on third downs. In a lot of cases, we couldn't get off the field on fourth down either. So it's really going to depend on how well the other team is running the ball and how many third and outs we can get and how many turnovers we can get. That's what it's going to be dependent on. But you got to keep your receivers like Lane and Lemon happy. And I want to say my third option at wide receiver, man, on the plays that we don't have to go 12 personnel, I like that kid Sims, man. I like him as that third receiver.
As a freshman already?
Hell yeah. I like that kid,
You
man.
think he
That
ready?
kid I think he's ready, man. You know who he remind me of, Carter? And I said this again, I said this on USC J show yesterday, man. He reminded me of Julio Jones coming out of high school when he went to Alabama, man. That's who Sims remind me of a young Julio Jones.
I don't think he got that speed that Julio got though.
When Julio first came out,
He
I
ain't
don't
got
think
that
Julio was
speed
that
that
fast.
Julio got though.
Yeah, but when Julio came out of high school going to college, he wasn't really, he didn't have no burners like that. He wasn't really that fast. He developed that speed over time. But as far as like his physicality, man, that kid right there, I'm looking at Sims. A lot of people are saying, well, hey, look, we still got Xavier Jordan, we still got Jay Fair, we still got the kid from Boise State, but I like that Sims kid. He looked real physical, man. He looked real physical.
Hey, BG, we had 58 plays against Penn State.
58?
Yeah, 58. So, and you remember though, like they controlled the clock, they controlled the ball the second half.
Yeah, we couldn't get out the
And
field.
they stole a possession from us with that fake punt. They stole a possession from us with that fake punt when they threw it to the tight end.
Yeah, we had 58 plays, man, but you got to remember, even with the 58 plays we had, man, that game went to overtime. Remember? It went to overtime, so we had 58 plays with it in overtime. Go look at the Minnesota game. Go look at the Minnesota game and look at that Michigan game too.
All right. So I feel you. So I would say this, there, B Jigs. Since it is gonna be some games like that, we ain't gonna get 70 plays. I'm gonna keep it balanced and I'm gonna go old school. If I run the ball, look, this is what I ain't gonna do this year. Hold on. This is what I ain't gonna do this year, B Jinx. Run the ball for 7 yards and it be averaging 67 yards a carry and start passing. I'm gonna go old school.
I understand.
If I run the ball and you can't stop it, I'm gonna run the ball till you stop it. Then I'm gonna start passing.
That's fair. I agree. I hate to see, and I hate it when Riley would run the ball, we would get 7-8 yards, and then on a third and 2, he passing the damn ball. I'm like, for what, man? What the hell are you passing the ball for? Line up and run the damn ball again. You getting 5-6 yards a pop. Line up and run the ball, man. Even on the 2nd and 2, I don't want to see him passing nothing. No, 2nd and 2, 3rd and 2, I want to see you, knock somebody in the mouth. Period. Don't be passing no damn ball on no damn 2nd and 2. I hated that.
For real. Yeah.
I'm serious, man. I would see them. As a matter of fact, on 2nd and 2, as a matter of fact, on 2nd and 2, I want to see you put Jay Miava up under that damn center.
Right.
Put him up under that center and hand that damn ball off to B Jack with one of them tight ends or a halfback blocking for him.
Exactly.
That's what I want to see.
Put a big package in on them.
A big package in on him, man, and run that
You know
damn
who
ball.
did that last year? Who did it against us? Michigan. They had no other way they could even run their offense. Quarterback
that quarterback could throw the ball 15 yards, man.
Right.
So
what they did, they just ran the ball.
Yards. So they just lined up with a big package and ran the damn ball. Now he would bootleg and roll out like he could throw. I'm like, man, this kid can't throw the ball past the 1st-yard marker. You mean trying to pass the 1st-down marker? What the hell we dropping back in coverage for?
Right. Oh, for real. Yeah, like they're not gonna throw the ball like at all. They're not gonna throw it.
We lost that ball game against Michigan, man, because we didn't have the defensive line talent or the depth to stop those kids from running. But even with that, it took us losing it on a 4th and 1 from the goal line in order for them to win that game.
Now, I agree with you on the defensive line, B. Jinx, but I disagree how we lost that game.
How we lose it?
We lost that game because we didn't run the ball. See, like a lot of times, what happened was all them teams know our defensive line. We all know we're SC fans. We know we don't got all them big boys up in there like that. But at the same time,
with that though, J.A., we were ahead when Michigan scored that last touchdown. Even though we weren't running the ball, we were still ahead. That touchdown that Jacoby Lane put us ahead in that game that he caught between those two defenders. We were still ahead.
Yeah, but that was strictly passing. All we had to do.
What I'm saying
we was up. All we got to do is hold on to the ball.
I'm talking about they got the last possession though, so we went ahead on that touchdown pass to Jacoby Lane. Then they got the last possession. We didn't see the ball back. Remember, they scored and basically left us with no time on the clock.
You're right about that.
Right. So that's what I'm saying, man. We lost that game in the trenches, man, because we could not stop the run. Same thing what happened against Penn State. Same thing that happened against Notre Dame, man. We could not stop the run.
In the second half, when we was getting up and we was actually having action in the run game, we wasn't running. We didn't keep. My whole thing is not that we not running it. We just don't stay with the run.
Yeah, I agree with that. He abandoned the run real quick. Riley has a tendency to abandon the run real quick, but I try to give him a little grace with that because those defenses start creeping those safeties up in the box. So you got to remember what type of coach or play caller that Riley is. He come from that Mike Leach tree. So if he see you getting greedy, if he see you licking your chops trying to ease up in that box, trying to stop the run, he gonna do what he normally do. You can't ask a tiger to change his stripes, in the middle of the game like that. He gonna do what he normally do. So I get what you're saying.
He only runs enough for them to come up in the box, and then he wants to pass it. That's how.
Then he wants to pass it. Yeah. Then he wants to pass it. Yeah. Then he wants to pass it. But my question is, a lot of times, man, when he did pass it, and I don't know whether or not he just didn't trust Miller Moss or Jay Miava, but when he did pass it, it was those bubble screens at the damn line of scrimmage, and we played some teams that had some physical DBs. It was zero and in on Zach Branch because they knew who we were going to. Instead of using Zach Branch as a decoy and going to a Kyle Ford, going to what's my man name that transferred to Penn State?
Kyron Ware-Hudson.
Yeah, instead of going to him, they knew we were going to Zach every time, and they would lighten Zach ass up.
And I mean that's every team.
Right, every team. So
look,
and then we ended up finding
Lincoln Riley got to change the narrative of his play qualities, right?
Mm-hmm.
So against Minnesota, remember against Minnesota, what the coach said? Y'all remember what the Minnesota coach said?
Right.
Oh,
I
the
remember.
coach put it out there after the game. He was like, oh, I knew he was going
Y'all
to want to
remember
throw
what
the
the
ball.
Minnesota coach said?
I knew he was going to
Right.
want to throw the ball. I knew.
But
He going to throw the
Yeah.
ball.
So
yeah.
so look, Lincoln Riley, he gotta change that narrative to
Right.
where you balance enough and you discipline enough to a team ain't gonna feel like we know you gonna go back to passing, right? Because
Right.
first of all, we gotta run it because this is football, y'all. Like you win it, you win football in the end and the beginning with physicality. So you gotta establish physicality, and you
Right.
establish that with the run game. We got to be able to beat you up. And another thing, the run game always gonna open up your pass game. So Lincoln Riley, he like to light it up in the pass game. Well, you gonna light it up if you forcing the defense to put 7 to 8 man in the box. Then you could pass. Now every time you pass, it's a big play. See, you ain't got to pass the ball 50 times a game to score 50. This when you pass it, it's an explosive play. You could pass the ball 30 times and throw 5 touchdowns and be running up and down the field if they explosive plays. See,
That's true.
we ain't got to run them little bubble screens and the little bullshit that we run. And we got 8 men in the box. Now we can run vertical routes. We could go over the top. Be less predictable. So even if you is like Lincoln Riley, you love passing the ball. Well, running the ball is the passing game best friend. And if you running the ball right successfully, you moving the chains. So you're going to get them plays to pass to your receivers. You ain't got to worry about, oh, can I feed Jacoby or Makai? Yeah, they finna eat because we going to keep moving the chains. Like a run play 7 here, 8 here, we still got the rest of the field. We gonna come and play, but we gonna pass the ball 3 or 4 times on an 8 or 9 play drive. We gonna pass the ball enough. So run the ball, man. Establish that physicality and lean on them.
I
That
mean,
is football 101 to me. So Lincoln
when
Riley just got to get,
I
and
get what
Lincoln
you're
Riley
saying.
was like that though.
I get what you're saying, Carter, but you got to
Balance at
remember
Oklahoma.
too. You got to remember too. I get what you're saying, Carter, but you got to remember too. Again, it goes back to what I was saying. The type of coach what we got, man. He got 3 Heisman winning trophy quarterbacks for a winning. I mean, for a reason. For a reason, and it ain't come because he was running the damn ball. He's not going to change the stripes like that. Now we might.
Hey, B. Dinks, I have to disagree with you on that one, my brother. When that year in Oklahoma, he had Samaje Penrine and he had Dix Mixon.
Uh-huh.
And both of those tailbacks went for 1,000 yards that year.
Okay.
And his quarterback, I think I don't know if it was Baker's year.
Ryan.
Yeah. They both won for 1,000.
Look,
they
Samaje
both got drafted about
and who ended up winning the Heisman again?
Either I don't know if it was Baker that year or Kyler. It was one of those that year.
Right.
But that's the only year he had 2,000 years. And I think that's when Andrews was there too. That tight end. Like he don't throw to the tight end no more either.
Y'all forgetting P. Ryan. He had set the college record for yards in the game. He had rushed for like 322 yards in one game.
Mm-hmm. In
so
one
Lincoln
game.
Riley had to be running the fuck out the ball. If he rushed for 322, that sound like they gave him the ball. The other team couldn't stop him, so they kept giving him the bitch.
Right.
Why we can't do that?
That's true.
I don't see no way.
I guess we just got to. Hey, look. Lincoln Riley, the type of coach we need a Reggie Bush back there for him to just be like.
Hey, I think we gotta Lindale White. We got a Lindale White back there, man. We got a Lindale White, man. If you ask me, all you got to do is just get that ball to number 21.
Riley, no, he need a playback. He needs somebody that can take it to the house at any moment.
Man, I don't know.
He had two beasts this year though.
Hey, let's top it up about that. Let's top it up. Hey, Carter, I think you got a slight delay, man. But let's top it up about that, man. A lot of people a lot of people.
Yeah,
Let's
we
just
gotta look
put
forward.
this
I'm
out
looking.
there. Yeah, let's just put this out here. And J.A., you might agree with me. Reggie Bush overshadowed Lindell White. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it.
That's
He
facts.
overshadowed. He
That's facts.
overshadowed him.
Yeah.
Lindell White secretly, I mean quietly, not secretly, but quietly, Lindell White has the he holds the record at SC for the most touchdowns. I think he got like 55, something like that, 56. He holds the record. Had Lindell White come back his senior year, we talking about probably another Heisman Trophy running back. I understand he wanted to leave and go get his paper. I get that, but they a lot of people overlook Lindell like he was just chopped cheese or some shit, man. I don't get it. Lindell was the truth. In that Texas
But that
game,
gonna happen. Look, that gonna happen when Reggie Bush is arguably the greatest college football player to ever play, bro.
yeah, that's
So
true. That's fair. That's fair.
that's like
But
some
go back
Jordan
to
Pippen shit.
that's fair. I agree with you, Carter. I agree with you, Carter. That's fair. But that Texas game, man, listen, those defensive linebackers and those DBs, they wanted no part of that deal, man. That one play where he went around the left side of the line, man, and what was that? A DB stepped to him, man. And he just
Yeah, now
put his
that
head in
DB
the
went
turf,
straight to the
man.
ground.
Going straight to the ground, man. I'm like, man, that's a grown man you messing with out there, man. What are
Exactly.
you thinking? What are you thinking, man? I just don't. Me personally, and I love number 5, man. But I think 2-1, man. He don't get enough. He don't get enough. He don't get enough acknowledgement for what he gave to
You
that
know,
team, man.
you know why he don't get his credit though?
What's
What?
And
that?
he would have got more if he would have did this one play.
What's that?
That 4th and 1.
That 4th and
He
1,
got
yeah. They
that.
can't, but you can't put that on
They
him.
stacked the
Even
box.
though
They
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 defensive
stacked the
line
They
box,
just stacked
man.
the
was
box.
pulling our offensive linemen to the
Hey,
ground.
look, Carter, go back and watch that game. They had 9 in the box.
I was at the game. I seen that shit.
Was
I'm like,
gonna get
oh no.
going good.
They and they had that the dude who ended up getting the first round grade, who went in the first round, that safety Huff is the one who made the tackle. They put him in the box. They brought him all the way out of free safety and brought him in the box, and he's the one who made the tackle.
Hey, J.A., you know who I blame on that, J.A.? I blame Sarkeesian for that shit, for that debacle. I
Look,
No, that
don't
was
put that
Norm
on
Chow.
Lindell.
Norm Chow was the
No,
still
no,
the
Noam Child was gone. No, Noam Child
was
was
he gone
gone.
that year?
Yeah, he was gone.
he
He
didn't
had
even
gone to
Oh,
the
play that
okay.
year.
Tennessee Titans. He was with
That's
the
when
Tennessee
Sark and
Titans.
Kiffin was running the offense.
That's when Sark was on the field calling the plays, man. Kiffin
Right.
was up in the booth. Kiffin was in the booth. Sark had Reggie Bush on the sidelines and allowed them to stack that box the way that they did. Everybody knew which side it was going to. Everybody knew it was going to the left-hand side because that was the strong side of the offense,
The
right?
offensive line, yeah.
If you put Reggie Bush in there and put him in motion and run him to the opposite side, you got to take somebody out that box.
Yep.
You understand what I'm saying?
The safety would have came all the way out, and they probably would have brought a linebacker out too.
Right. So therefore, Lindell would have had a lane to run up in. He didn't
Yep.
have nowhere to run because he had 9 in the damn box.
Yeah, because they was running good
See, this is
plays.
what I would
I
have
mean,
did.
it was a lot of stupid stuff in that game, like when
This what
Reggie flipped that ball back. Like it was just like, what the
Right.
hell are you doing? But we still was looking good, and we were
We
decimated
went up
in
by
linebackers.
12. We went up by 12, though. We was up
Yep.
by 12 with like 5 minutes left. We was up by 12.
And we playing backups at linebacker. Do you guys realize like Cushion and them were freshmen, true freshmen playing in?
Yeah.
You know, because I think it was Oscar Lua or one of those
look,
linebackers was hurt.
I would have did the simplest shit. Fuck all them X's and O's. I would have said, look, Reggie, I'm finna give you the ball. You finna jump over this bitch. You finna goal line leap for this half. We already seen Reggie Bush jump over people from the 10-yard line.
Everybody
Like
remember
one of
now,
his
and
main
did
highlights
the flip with it,
was
and he
jumping
flipped
over
with it.
people. Yeah, that was easy. Here, Reggie, goal line leap. We gonna move the chain. That would have been like, that's what shocked me. I knew for sure they was gonna get the 4th and 1. I'm like, man, Reggie finna leap this. He don't even come out. I'm getting nervous. I'm like, Lindell got it though. He been trucking fools the whole game.
Right.
Lindell couldn't leap. Reggie would have leaped over that, bro, and got that. That's simple. Another mistake by Pete Carroll allowing that shit, just like the Marshawn Lynch shit. Right? You get a ball to your best player. Fuck the X's and O's. I got the best athlete on the field. Ain't nobody out jumping Reggie, bro. Ain't nobody finna out athletic this dude. He would have got that easy by just jumping over the line.
Just like Marshawn would have got into the end zone easy if you would just gave it to him.
Right.
I love you, Pete, but it's all good, bro. Like, you have made some bad mistakes on play calling.
Hold on. I got to ask you, J.A.
Yeah.
Hey, I got to get back on this season. I'm going to ask you, though. What would be a successful season for USC for you? How many wins? Like, what would you look at and be like, yeah, this was a good season for us?
Final Four. Getting to the Final Four. You don't have to win the Big Ten championship, but we got to be in the Final Four. So we could, like, coming back into the next year, you're one of the top 4 teams in the nation because there's so many youngsters. We're going to lose out this year, too. That happens every year in college football. But mine will be Final Four. Whatever records you have to get there to get in the playoffs, that's fine. The Final Four would be, because and they're going to change this playoff format shit. They have to, because you look at those teams. If you look at the teams that, like, you have to look at teams like SMU who got dogged out by like upper echelon, even the 3rd place, 4th, maybe even 5th place team in the SEC or the Big Ten will dog out SMU in a playoff game. Just like Boise State got dogged out. And that was the number 1 team, and they gave them a top seed. So my whole thing is just get in. Get in, give us, if you're in I think we're looking at it, was it 12 teams? But if you look at the numbers, let's at least be at let's like a 6 seed or a 5 seed or something like that. So we can have at least one playoff game at home. That'll change a lot because all that revenue that's coming into the capital.
Right.
If you just want to get into
I said the same thing too, Jay. I said the playoffs.
Yeah.
We got to get to the playoffs.
To have a playoff game at home, though, you gotta.
You said what?
Look, he said Final Four, right? You get what? 2 playoff wins.
Yeah,
that's 2 playoff wins. You say you ain't gonna be
maybe
satisfied
2 or 1
to the playoffs and win 2 games in the playoffs.
Yeah, revenue sharing. Even if you win 1, if you get a bye. But a bye gonna have to mean we winning. We're either gonna have to win the big conference, or we're gonna have to go to the Big Ten championship and lose. But it be so like we have such a compelling and great year that they'll give us a higher seat. Because who got the top 4 seeds this year? We had Boise State, right?
Right.
Texas.
Notre Dame.
Texas get 1?
Notre Dame had a top seed, yeah.
And then
Oregon, right? Was it Oregon? Yeah.
Yeah.
It was Oregon. Yeah.
So, did Texas win the SEC? I don't even think they won the SEC. They lost. Didn't they lose in that SEC championship to Georgia? Yep,
they
did.
lost to
That's how Georgia got in.
They lost to Georgia. Yeah, they lost to Georgia.
And they still pull off the number 1 seed or a top seed.
J.A., I said 10 wins, and I said the playoffs.
Yeah, you got to get the playoffs. You got to
get whether we win the Big Ten or not, that's neither here nor there, or whether or not we even play in it. But we need at least 10 wins and a playoff berth.
I wouldn't be worried about winning the big. I just want to be competitive in the big.
Right, I get that.
I want to everybody to know, they can win. You can look at Ohio State; they won the whole thing, but they was competitive in the big. They barely lost to Oregon that time, and then that was pretty much the only one. Hold on, who else did they lose to? Oh, in Michigan, and they lost against Michigan, but they still made it in. We could be the 3rd seed coming out of the Big Ten and still make it. It got proven this year. The 3rd team, the 3rd best team.
Right.
So this is supposed to be Oregon, Penn State, and then Ohio State.
I said we got to make the playoffs this year, man. We have to. We have to.
Yeah, that has to be a must. And
the playoffs. I'm happy
The
with
playoffs.
I'm happy
Yeah,
with the playoffs.
I mean, it's
I'm
going to be
cool.
extremely exciting if they could get into the top 4. I mean, they get into a championship game. That's
Hey,
just
Yeah.
what would
all
be
great.
ideal?
The playoff.
What would be ideal is like J.A. said, the playoffs and get that home game in the playoffs,
And
that
win
first
that
game,
one.
that home game, and win that one. And if we don't do nothing else after that, I understand. Hey, look, I'm good with that. But if we can get to the playoffs and get that first game as a home game,
Oh, look.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Hey, nah. If we get a home playoff game, then I'm changing expectations. I'm changing
To what?
expectations. Like we got to
What?
win that too. We got to defend the Cali home playoff game. We got to
Yeah.
get that.
Yeah.
In the season play out, I might adjust. Like say if Jaden Mayava is the real deal now. Say if Jaden Mayava take that next step.
Right.
Oh,
And he
then
looked
I'm
like
with
a
you,
Heisman contender.
J.A. Like, yep, Final Four.
Right.
If we got that quarterback, because to tell you the truth, I think our defense could carry us to the playoffs. Especially if we get David Bailey, especially
I
if we
was about
get
to say that too.
edge rush, especially if we get pressure on the quarterback this year, no matter who we got, right? I think our defense is gonna be able to carry us to 8-9 wins by themselves. So if you tell me Mayava take that next step and Lincoln Riley is who he is and develop this kid, then yeah, Final Four us. Don't let me see Mayava come out and be that dude.
Even to your credit, even to your credit, Carl, I would say this: if Jaden Mayava could just manage the game and don't turn it over, I said we can get 10 damn wins off the strength of the defense. If he would just manage the game, we run the ball and just don't turn this shit over, just don't throw it to their team. I think we can get to 10 wins and get to the playoffs.
Yeah, I look at it that way too, but I'm like, you know, the defense is probably going to have to end up being the strength of our team. There's going to be two things: the defense and the running the ball. That's how we gonna get to the look. That's how, like, take it off of him. See, when we all seen everything that that was happening with Miller Moss, there was two complaints. The first complaint from the whole administration, from everybody, not the administration, more or less the fan base, but is that okay? Well, you're not running the ball enough when these you got two tailbacks that's getting 5, 6, 7, 8 yards to carry. The second thing was, why aren't you giving Jaden Mayava packages to see what you got?
Before he started starting. Hey, what was that? What's that comment in there from Jeff Rodriguez? What does he say? He has to make Mayava produce. He can't punt. He can't punt to Lone Street. He's gonna ruin that kid if he can't do what? Can't clean up Jaden. That's what I'm saying, though, Jeff. We got enough talent at running back. We got enough talent on the defense to where he doesn't have to put Jaden Mayava in a position where, hey, look, you go out and win it like he Caleb. You understand what I'm saying? Just manage it, and just manage the team, just manage the offense, and don't turn it over.
Right.
Even if we have to do what Carter said by running it 55, 60 times a game, then we do that.
Yeah.
Then that's what you got to do. But just don't put him in a position to where, hey, look, I need you to be Caleb today and go out and win this game for me. No. Because if you ask me, he's more so of a Sam Darnold than he is a Caleb. Sam Darnold was good. He was good enough to win you some games. He wasn't elusive, and he didn't have the arm talent as Caleb. But I tell you this, Sam Darnold had a better defense his first and second year than what Caleb had his first and second year.
Oh, for sure. Sam Darnold, one thing I see that him and Caleb have, that they both, I can agree, I think they were kind of like the same on, as opposed to Caleb being more athletic. They're both, they can improvise. They can improvise very well.
Sam Darnold had enough moxie in him to get past the first rush and get you a first down if you needed it. You understand what I'm saying?
And he knew when to take off.
He knew when to take off.
Yep.
Sam Darnold even though Sam Darnold threw some picks his second year, man, Sam Darnold came up with some clutch throws too. His first year. That's how he actually got on the map. You remember his final thing for him was that Rose Bowl. He came back, he brought us back and won.
Yeah.
That's what really put Sam Darnold on the map was that Rose Bowl. He
Big
came
James,
back,
I'm at
but
the game. We thought I'm there with my brother, right? We thought the whole
yeah,
game was over because Dory got hurt that game.
right. I remember that. The
Oh,
field,
Dory
the
hurt,
field
and
was slick.
everybody in the stands like, oh, it's over because we don't got a
Yeah,
lockdown corner no more, and they just throwing and
right.
doing whatever. And that's the
They
game that
were
put Saquon Barkley on the map.
they were picking on Imam Marshall that game. I
Yep,
remember that.
because he was a freshman.
Yeah, yeah, he was a freshman. So the field was real slick. Ronald Jones didn't have a great game that game. So
Right.
uh, Sam
Deontay
Sam Sam
Burnett
yeah,
was that one.
Deontay Burnett and Sam Donald really made a name for for himself in that game. And then his second year he came back. I think we won. We won the Pac-12 championship and lost to Ohio State in the bowl game. We got embarrassed in that bowl game, man. But I
Was that the
think
bowl
James
game in
Miami.
Dallas? Cotton
Yeah,
Bowl.
yeah, we don't do well in the Cotton Bowl because we want Alabama stomped us in the Cotton Bowl too. So if we can avoid the Cotton Bowl altogether, please, man. Even if we were to get to a New Year's Six bowl and they say, "Hey, USC going to the Cotton Bowl,"
Like,
don't
nah,
go.
we'll send us to another bowl game.
Yeah. Don't go. Send us back to Vegas.
Right.
Don't go. Yeah.
Don't go there.
We are not playing around with that Cotton Bowl. We not going. So
We lost it
I
to
think,
Lane in that one. We lost to
hell
Ohio
yeah,
State. We lost to
Alabama.
Alabama
Yeah,
that year.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We don't do well in the Cotton Bowl, man. For some reason, man, that bowl, we're allergic to that bowl.
There's
But
something about Jerry's world that just don't work out for
right, it just don't
USC.
work out for us. So I think Maava, for some reason, he stopped running it. Towards the latter part of him starting. Those last three games, and then the bowl game, he stopped for some reason. He stopped running the ball. He stopped pulling it and running it. But if we can get him back on par with putting that ball down, actually reading it, as a matter of fact, I wouldn't mind if we would go all the way from that RPO thing and just hand the ball off and just pass it. I think we got enough talent to do that, man.
Well,
I
I
think we got
mean,
enough talent to do
we
that.
got like 25 tailbacks. So,
Right,
so
right.
if you
I think
can,
we got
like,
some good tailbacks. Right.
I was hearing Jaywalk saying, like, Lincoln Riley with a lot of the things why he doesn't run the tailback to the ground because he doesn't want them to get injured, which I totally understand. But now you got the depth pieces there.
I disagree with that. In certain schools, man, they get their running backs 25, 30 carries a game. That kid from Boise State, how you think he got over 2,300 yards rushing?
Oh,
They were giving him the ball. The kid from Iowa, man, those kids touch that ball. They have one main back and then they have a backup to give him a breather.
right.
Us, we got about three backs that we could start right now, man. So, and if B Jack eating, man, let him eat. Give him the ball 20, 25 times if they can't stop it. If you go back and you look at that Texas A&M game, man, had we had a little better offensive line, man, B-Jack could have had over 100 yards rushing in that game, man.
I really
Easily.
think our offensive line would have even been graded higher if we would have been running the ball throughout the year because we
Right.
always they had no problem with the run. We were actually getting yards on the run. We have problems with
Right.
pass blocking.
Right. That's true.
Them
That's
ends is
true.
coming down, crashing on them tackles. It's a wrap every time, especially because when you got, Miller Moss is not, he kind of flat footed. So,
Right.
he's not the one who can
Right.
wiggle around and really know, like, his pocket presence is different.
That's true.
So, but if you just run the ball, you can literally if you're running the ball so much and you're pounding them, because we have big linemen, huge linemen. We do
Right.
have
Huge. Right.
we have a Big Ten NFL style offensive lineman. If you're
Yeah.
constantly pushing on them, constantly, and then those tight ends we got, I'm gonna keep putting them in. I'm gonna, like you said, go with bigger packages, and then from
Right.
there, I'm gonna open up, and that's when you come out to play action.
You're right. True. I agree with it. It's just that simple, man. You pull those safety down into the box and then you come out play action and
Yeah,
hit your speed of receiver, Makai Lemon or hit the other kid Jay Fair and let them take off. Or if you inside that result, I'll say this again. I think I said this on another one of the lives that Carter had, man. There should be no situation to where we're in a red zone and Jacoby Lane is not in that damn game. I think it was a Notre Dame game we were playing in. I think it was that first pick six that Jaden Marvin threw because he
Right.
threw it to Kyron Hudson side. I'm like, man, if Jacoby Lane is that game, that's a touchdown. There should be no situation to where we're ever in the red zone and Jacoby Lane is not in that game. That's an automatic double team. So now you taking not only you taking the corner with him, he taking the safety with him too, because you know they're gonna double. You know they're gonna double. They have to. They'd be crazy not to double that kid.
And
So that's gonna open. That's gonna open up your offense.
Double. They can't even stop him with the double.
So that's why I don't understand why he wasn't in there in that game. He threw that first pick six.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I gotta drop off for a minute, fellas. I'll be right back.
Okay. So Carter,
he gonna be in. Jacoby,
he's not coming off the
can you hear
field.
me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you there? I got you.
You can't hear me?
I hear you. Yeah.
He ain't come off the field this year, bro. He ain't
Him
coming
or
off the
Mekhi
field
is not
this
coming
year,
off the
bro.
field.
Like they ain't playing with Jacoby.
No. Only way Jacoby coming off the field is if he hurt or he needs a break.
They getting burned for sure.
Yeah, you don't have to run it, and I'm gonna see.
Right.
I want to see what
they solidified, and
I want to see what that kid Walter Matthews.
Y'all better watch out, man. Walter Matthews looking like a unit.
Right.
They like he like 6'6", 270. I'm looking like, well, damn, he don't look 270. He carrying that 270 right.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he gonna be a all down tight end. Like you ain't got to take him off the field. He gonna be able to block, run, all that. I hope we use him. He gonna be a monster, and that'll set our offense off too. That'll put our offense at another level too. We got that tight end balling like that.
Yeah.
He gonna be a mismatch for linebackers all day
And safeties. And you can't put a nickel on him. He's too big. He's too big.
Man,
you can't put a nickel on him.
And on the run game, he like an extra offensive lineman.
Yep. Not an extra. He is an offensive lineman. Like for real. It's to me. It's just there's so many different options.
He gonna bully that nickel.
Oh, that's a wrap.
We could play bully ball with him.
Yeah, it's just like when
red, all that.
Yep. It's just like I feel like if they just play the cards right, everything y'all could be the Dodgers, but y'all just bullying people. You can't do nothing. You coming in the Dodger Stadium, you know you're gonna lose.
Oh, what's
hello? So I don't know. Maybe Carter fell off, but you guys, man, this is gonna be a good year for SC. This is gonna be one of those years to where it's gonna be game changing. It's gonna be very, very different based on the personnel we have. The biggest piece to the puzzle is how to utilize the personnel that we have to be able to have, the team that we have, but utilize them in the right way. And that's one of the reasons why we started this slide talking about a David Bailey, because that personnel and how he could be used is perfect for somebody like D'Anton Lynn. Even we have a lot of youngsters on the team that are doing great. They're doing wonderful. But it just helps them out, and it helps us out as a whole organization, as a whole team, because everything is going to be so fluent. It's going to be like you can line up, and then for those who've seen it, when you can line up a David Bailey with a Desmond Stevens and with a Gentry, and then you have those two safeties. And then we even have a third safety with Christian Pierce. And then you have a lot of youngsters that are come up in the game, which we'll get to see this spring and get to see, in the summer and in the fall. Like it's interchangeable. Like no offense wants to put together a game plan against that.
Man,
Because they don't
it's gonna make everybody game
elevate.
much more easier, fun. It's gonna be, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be
Right.
more to fun.
Well, it'll be fun also too because you're like, okay, if David Bailey in, he's smacking something. If I'm Cameron Fallon in, I'm Cameron, like Cameron gonna do something. If Shelby in, Shelby gonna do something. We gonna run them off the whole field by the third quarter. Now we get to see the freshmen, and now the freshmen, let them do something. Let them get in there and get they shine too, and let them see against some other competition. And then those big boys in the front. It's just ridiculous. I was looking at it, Carter, all the big boys we got in the front. I'm like, we got Silver, John Jarrett, we got Kobe Pepe, we got G.D. Arcerio, the true freshman last year coming in. We got Carlon Jones, Ratu. I don't know how to pronounce his name all the way. Ratu, like they saying he looking like a monster. Done picked up some weight too. We got that kid Cass Jacobson coming in at 300. You got Flake Picard. You got Jakeem Stewart. All these are kids who could play straight up in the middle. That's sick with it. So if you're gonna have all these kids who could play in the middle, why not go ahead and add a Bailey? So we can see he flashes. He's. I mean, he gonna come off the corner. He's gonna. You could put him. You could put him anywhere on the field, damn near.
Right.
What made
Everybody saying USC ain't going after him.
I mean, that's on them. Maybe they know something we don't know. I mean, obviously they do if they're not doing it. But that would never be a play for me. I'll be like, he coming. He coming. Money. I don't think money should be an issue. And the reason why I don't think money should be an issue is
Exactly.
based on
I think we probably doing low key about it.
what do you say?
Nah, I think we is gonna look at him. I don't think we that stupid. Like, come on now. Like somebody said, can't lose Tom for Bailey. Like, nah,
Mm-mm.
we ain't gonna lose. We ain't got Tom yet though. And I heard Bill State is coming after Tom.
Well, the whole
So
thing is that
Tom better
they're
get on board.
when Tom come in, Bailey gonna be gone.
But I don't think Tom
Maybe it's like I don't know how the money's
is a top
allocated.
priority, I
But
believe.
you know what I mean? Like if we're paying, like okay, when Juju came over, Juju Watkins, like she didn't get paid till she hit SC. I think they give the kids a little bit of money ahead of time. They do the brown paper bag shakes. You know what I'm saying? But when the kid get on campus is when the kid really gonna get the NIL. He really gonna get paid and all that. Like he's really gonna have like the abundance of funds. But by then, Bailey gonna be gone. He's 1 year and he's out of here. So I don't see how you taking a player who is it was just 1 year, so he's only going to pay 2025, and then how that's going to affect a recruiting battle, or that's going to affect a kid coming. I think that enhances it because they could bring like with the defensive coaching staff we have. Imagine them elevating the kid for 1 year to that. And then now they can come to somebody who's coming out of high school and they're like, dude, we did this for 1 year with him. He was at Stanford. Imagine what we could do when we work with you for 3 to 4 years.
It'll be great development. You feel me?
Yep.
It'll be great development. You feel me? Yep. Got Coach Henny down there. So I'm saying it's on the up and up. Like, first of all, though, Tom is a priority. He wouldn't be one of the kids. Like if we had to sacrifice like 2 kids,
You
he
got like
would be one of the kids we're gonna sacrifice.
you have an
You know
echo
what
in the
I'm
back.
saying?
It's repeating everything. Carter, did you hear me?
Oh, my bad, my bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, is it still got an echo?
You're good now. Well, it's still doing it, but it's not as bad.
All right, cool.
Who you going after now then? And recruiting?
Hold on. No, I don't want that shit echo.
It's echoing.
Hold up. Let me see. I'm gonna fix it. Hold on. Can you still hear the echo?
Yeah.
No, that's pretty tripping. Nah, but I'm gonna go after. Speaking of Tom, that's one of the dudes I'm gonna go after. Tom.
Right.
I want who else I want? Who else I want? I want that kid Berryman. He a little tank, a little 6-foot dude.
Okay. He a D lineman?
And then we got to get some linebackers for sure. But I say
Yeah.
Berryman. You know, I want to keep that interior right. We already got a lot of edges, so I want to get Tom. I want to get Berryman. We got DBs like I'll take another linebacker. So we still got some work to do. And remember, we trying to grab like 30 kids.
So, you know what thing I will do this year from them? I'm going to stack up the linebacker room. And I'll take a kid from all over the nation as long as they got the talent. I'll stack up the linebacker room. That's one thing that is going to happen. Because you got to make up for that talent you didn't have before. Like, we got Desmond Stevens. You got to think next year after the 2025 year, 2026, he going to be a junior. If he ball out this year, he going to be to the league, you know? And then if we get Bailey, cool, he going to be gone. If, after this year, Gentry going to be gone. Now, what you got? You know, stack up that room again. So you want to take maybe 3-4 linebackers. That's like that year when SE grabbed Maluga, Cushing, and I think it's Mayava or my like yeah. And then it's and then Kaluka. And then they had Clay Matthews who was was a walk on. But then the year before that is really the only linebacker they got who balled out was Rivers. So you're gonna have to stack it up. I'll stack up that linebacker room. I mean, they do it on the defensive lineman. Obviously, the DBs. Hey, what's that kid? The DB, the one who runs track. You know what I'm talking about, Carter?
Brandon Arrington.
Yeah, he need to come over too.
Brandon Arrington.
Yeah, yep.
Hey, right.
He's
Look,
he's different.
I was on Twitter and he had ran the 10:35 100-meter, right?
Yep.
And I asked Grok. I say, if this kid ran a 10:35 100-meter,
As a
what would
junior,
that translate into a 40? Look, the Grok said that transferred to a 4.3. So Brandon Arrington, he running the 4.340, bro.
As a
That's the
junior,
type of speed we need.
though,
Look, that's the
partner.
type of speed we need.
Yep.
I know, but look, that's the type of speed we. If you look at our NFL Combine draft stock, our DB is running 4.6s and shit like that. That's why Deanton Lynn wasn't pressing, because we didn't have that speed. We need elite speed like Brandon Arrington at the corner position, and not only him. I want the other dude too. I like Devon Benjamin. And what's the
Okay.
other corner?
Awesome.
It's another corner out there. But we already stocked that corner though. But Brandon Arrington is a must get. He's a phenomenal athlete. He can play two ways. He could be the next Travis Hunter.
He could be a Travis, or he could be even a Dory Jackson. He could go both ways. Return kicks. You could put him mainly at DB, but you could put him at the wide receiver. You know, give him some plays, put some packaging in there for him, and have him returning all your kicks.
Yeah, look, when you running 4.3, that's that elite range. That's top tier,
Facts.
right?
Yep.
Like a lot of dudes that got burners, they running like 4.4s. 4.4s is cool, you know what I'm saying? Once you get in that
Yep.
4.3, like you said, he only a junior.
Dude,
So he might hit the 4.2 range.
right. Well, this is how the track game go. I'll give y'all that was my thing was track, right? So this kid has the potential to fuck around and run a 10-2, maybe even by the end of this year. Because track season just started. State is not till what, like a month away. So the kids like they peak throughout the year with track. Like they, every time they go into a track meet, they're going to
Exactly.
try to get a better time. Like that's just how a track rolls. Like, oh, okay, I ran a 10.35. Okay, so what do I got to do? I got to come out the blocks better, or maybe I got to run this part of the 100 better. Like like what was my lift off? How did I really get out? When did I come up and bring it all the way up and get out? What was my stride motion? All of that really, is really big in track. So by the end of the year, they cut that down. The kid might win state as a junior, just like Robert Woods did when he was running the 400 and the 200. Robert Woods was running like 47s, like 48s actually. By the end of the year, he's running low 47s, and he won state. By the end of the track season is 3 months, just like any season in all high school sport. It's 3 months, 4 months for basketball. By the time the Cats peak,
Yep. So he only
and then
gonna
he's
get
gonna play
faster.
football. You said what? He's only gonna get faster.
He only
That's
gonna
it.
get faster. And he only gonna get faster. That's it. So he's a blazer. So that's what we need. Like, we gotta bring him in for sure. That one gonna break the internet. Telling
Yep.
you, Travis Hunter ain't running on 4.3.
Nope.
I don't think
Not at
Travis
all.
Hunter running on 4.3.
He's like 4.4, 4.5, and he's already done 3 years in college. You got a kid right now that's a junior in high school running 4.3s.
So
And as an athlete. And he's from
yeah.
Cali.
It's finna be a problem, bro. Like, Oregon mad right now. They like, what's going on? And like I was telling everybody, bro, how did Oregon think that they was gonna do? They think they was gonna have a monopoly on Southern California and forever. The minute USC got their shit together, it was gonna be no more monopoly on taking all this Southern California talent. Now that we getting this Southern California talent back, not only we finna build our program up, we finna knock that program up there out of contention.
Yep. You know why? Because you can't poach kids
Because
anymore.
now, if we get Southern California a lot, they gonna have to do when going down south trying to get all our players all out the SEC.
You know
What
what
you
I
say?
think they're going to end up having to do? They're going to try to go to SEC, but they're going to have to go up there into that like Midwest area, or like up there in like, South Dakota, North Dakota, Washington, Montana. They're going to have to go up there because them SEC teams see where they coming from too. They have never won nothing. They haven't won nothing. Even all that money they put out, they haven't won anything. They don't have not one national championship. Nobody
Right.
wants to live in fucking Oregon, bro. Have you been up there? Dude, it's overcast all the time. Yeah, Southern California, you get overcast, but 90% of the year, beach weather. You could go to the beach. You don't want to go to the mountains? Go ahead and go up to the mountains. If you want to take an hour and a half, 2 hour trip to go to Big Bear, go to Big Bear. Go fishing. There's lakes. You can go out to the
Exactly. So
you can go out to the
we
water,
we
jump on a
get
yacht.
back in position, bro,
What'd you say?
and do whatever. So we coming back. I feel like we really turn. I feel like it's for real though.
Oh, guaranteed.
I
New text.
feel
Guaranteed.
like this momentum is for real. We didn't got our shit together, bro.
Yeah. I'll
Feel
say no
like
there
we
with
gonna do
Dalen.
bigger and better things on the field.
I'll
So
say no.
it's up for us right now. We got them shaking in their boots. I feel like we gonna have a 30-man class, but grab David Bailey, like USC, like you feel me? Grab the dude. No, we talk about we don't want this and that. Like, grab the dude, man. Especially if it's at a reasonable price, because this will set us off this season. This will have us in the playoffs, and that'll be the best thing for our recruiting. You know what I'm saying? We worry about recruiting. We want to boost this class. Make sure we got money for them. Let us go to the playoffs. We'll have them lined up. We'll have our picks and choose. Right? We gonna land some 5 stars.
Look at like
For
this.
sure, Brandon Arrington a 5-star. I believe we're gonna land that commitment.
Yep.
Wait till we get these. We worry about nothing. This ain't. I made this lie because, like, okay, David Bailey up in there in that portal. Like that. Hold on. Let's talk about this, Trojan family. This is exactly what we need, and it's great for the competition room, man. It ain't stunting nobody growth.
No,
You know what
not
I'm
at
saying?
all.
It ain't
Look at
stunting nobody growth. Bringing
when
David Bailey in,
when
it
we
gonna raise
brought
the
in
competition. It's just gonna be better.
when we brought in Jordan Addison, that didn't stunt nobody's growth. It's just like that's an elite player. He run the Blitnikoff. I'm gonna take him. Like that didn't stunt nobody growth. Even somebody like Kyle Ford left, but he probably got jealous or mad, but he came right back because he realized, oh man, that was just. I mean, Jordan Addison's, he's a transcendent talent. Like look at it to where the only person we lost that year is because we bought Caleb. But then look at Caleb's career opposed to Jackson Dark's career. Caleb at least won a Heisman. Jackson Dart, he may have won a